Yo, what's up, comic compadres, and welcome back to the Hood Rat Podcast, where I'm Hood Rat, you're Hood Rat, and what we are Hood Rats. But today, man, I'm bringing back the Fomo'n show, and it's the origins of this. This show is pretty crazy, man. I was watching my boy Paul's PJ Moore 72's channel, and I was enjoying what they were talking about, and my boy Free was on there, so I was like, man, that's double homie. So I'm just gonna watch it and participate in the chat, man. And then as they were going, man, towards the end of the show, my boy Free was just like, yo, man, they started talking about Blade. And then he was like, yo, Hood, I know you're in the chat. Let's do a FOMO show. And I was like, fuck it, let's go, man. So like, first off, I want to give props to my boy, because this show wouldn't have happened if my boy PJ didn't start up his own channel, bro. Paul, what's up, Paul, man?
What's going on, brother? Appreciate it.
Hey, man, I appreciate you, bro, because if it wasn't for your show, I'd be like, man, I wouldn't be doing a Blade show right now. You know?
Yeah, just kind of spur of the moment. I just decided, you know what? Maybe I'll just start doing my own kind of shows, talking about the books and stories and things I kind of want to get into. So,
yeah,
I'm glad you like that one, man. It's you know, it's kind of cool, right? Because it brings us back to like the kind of essence of it. You know, talking about the origins of, you know, kind of spotlighting some of the older books.
Oh, for sure, man.
Beyond just like the value and all that kind of stuff, you know.
Hey, man, I'm an investor, bro. I know you hate
I
me,
know
bro.
this.
You already know.
Hey, listen, I appreciate this. My books are worth some money, some of them, you know, but I just always want to remember that that's not my focus. That's not why I collect them, you know.
That's why we love you, man, because, you know, you make us remember why we first started collecting, too, man. I appreciate it about you and Morbius, man. You and Morbius, when y'all together, bro, you guys make us, like, remember. You guys are like the uncles, like... Remember why you started collecting. Remember,
yeah, we kind of got that. I guess we're the purist or something. You know, we kind of got that old school approach.
You guys are, man. And then I want to bring the guy, man, who hollered at me at the chat, man, and he's my homeboy, bro. We already done a FOMO show together, man. We did it on Doom, and that was like a really good show, man. And it got a lot of word out about some good Doom books and modern books and all these other books. And he's always knowledgeable, and he always comes correct, and he always comes ready. And that's my boy Free Energy, man. What's up, Free?
Boys? How y'all doing
good,
today?
homie?
Hey, man.
Doing good, man.
I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you, hollering at me at the chat, bro, and saying, yo, Hood, let's do this.
Yeah, that was crazy, man. Saw you in the chat, and, you know, we start. I don't remember how Blade got brought up necessarily, but yeah, I was on PJ's Doom episode, and then saw you in the chat, and I was like, hey, maybe we should do a Blade episode, and you like, word, let's do it. So start from there.
First I was like, bro, why you even don't say nothing about Blade, bro? Because I need these books. I'm getting them. Like it's on the under, and then yeah. I'm not the only one that me and you and PJ are not the only ones that love Blade, because we got two other fellas, man. Next up, man, this is someone that Free brought in, man, and we've been chatting. We have our own chat, and these guys have been blowing my mind in the chat even before the show, man. So I'm bringing up Cody, and I'm bringing up Luke. What's up, y'all? How you doing,
What's
man?
going on? Hoorah!
Gentlemen, what up?
Excited to talk about some Blade.
Hey, but first off, I want to ask, man, I'm gonna go around starting with Luke. Lucky, bro. There you go, man. Tell me about your Blade origin story. What brought you to Blade, bro?
Oh, when I was a kid, I didn't know much about comics, but I knew he was a comic book character. I saw him on the animated series of Spider-Man. So I went into that movie not knowing anything about it. My aunt and uncle were the managers at the theater in Delray Beach, Florida. So when I got in there, I watched the movie. It blew my mind. I fell in love with the character and scared the crap out of me. It was great. I'll never forget it. And I hope that the next movie is going to be just going to blow my mind just like the first ones did.
Yo, man, your love for Blade has made me even a bigger fan, bro. I only known you for like a week, so I'll let you know, man. You know, so.
Wait till you see what I got in store.
And then
Cool.
Cody, man, how'd you get it? How'd you get into Blade, bro?
Similar to Lucky, I think first time I saw him was in the animated series, which he's a bit different in there. He's got like a lightsaber kind of situation and a motorcycle that drives up buildings and stuff. But yeah, it was, I knew of the movies. I didn't see them when they came out, but I used to work in a video store. I found it around the time Blade Trinity was coming out. and they played the commercial for it over and over and over in the store when I worked there. So I was like, I think I'll watch that movie. The commercial looks cool. So I rented all 3 of them, watched them in a weekend, and loved it ever since. I got the Deacon Frost glyph tattooed on my wrist.
Very
Look at
nice.
that. Yeah, look at that, bro. That's hardcore.
Dedication.
That's dedication, man.
Real quick,
True fan.
real quick. Which one is the best one out of the trio?
I
Number
like
one,
the first one the best.
Number one.
Second one, bro, for me.
Yeah, I like
one.
the second one, I think, too.
Second
I'll go
one.
with
Second one's dope
one's
too.
so hard. Oh my god. You want me to hunt them for you?
For you? I did meet Ron Perlman at a convention. I asked him a question in the panel. Everyone was asking about Hellboy 3 at the time.
Of course.
And I was like, everyone asking about Hellboy. Can you tell us anything about Blade 2? And because he's friends with Guillermo, who directed that too. And he was just like, yeah, Guillermo just called me. I'm making this movie called Blade 2 with Wesley Snipes. Come along. We'll figure out a part for you. So,
All right, free man.
That's
You up, bro?
dope.
What's your origins, bro?
Origins, man, pretty much like anyone else that, likes Blade. Wesley Snipes, man.
Yeah,
When that movie came out in 1998, I was only 3 years old at the time. But I have vivid memories of watching that growing up. I might have not seen it at 3. I probably didn't remember that. But, growing up, say 5, say 8, say 10, when I picked up those movies on my dad's DVD, collection, watched those, just mind-blowing stuff. I only started collecting comics last year. So I was a Blade fan way before I even knew about comic books, way before I even found my first comic book. So Blade was just always that character in the back of my mind, that just like the Spider-Mans, just like the Batmans, just having that superhero character, like I said, that started this comic love that I never knew I even had until now.
Dope, man. Dope.
Hell yeah.
How about you?
Cool.
And let's go to the old school, bro. Paul, man, what's your origins, bro?
Cool. So, basically, just trying to get all these kind of Bronze Age Marvel keys back in the day. Obviously, Tomb of Dracula 10's a big, even nowadays, a bigger key. But even back in the day, it was a key just because it's first Blade. He's just a cool character. So that's how I kind of got drawn to the character, just trying to get that book and got introduced to him. Read his first few appearances. I'm not that well read on Blade. I haven't. I didn't follow the certain characters, Wolverine or Spider-Man, stuff I'm really well read on. Blade is just always cool and I like him. He's definitely a great character. I just not that knowledgeable about, especially the last say 20 years or so of his kind of history. But early on, it was basically just trying to get that Tomb of Dracula 10 was the kind of got me on, got him on my radar. Then, picking up other appearances. Tomb of Dracula 58 was a good book. I guess they call it the first solo Blade, although I think he had magazine appearances probably before that.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, he's just a cool character, man. He's straight up blaxploitation out of 1973, but he's
right.
He's still here to this day. So he's kind of going beyond. If you think a lot of those Marvel characters back then, like even Luke Cage, technically came out of that same era. Brother Voodoo, even Iron Fist came out of the Kung Fu craze, but these characters are still around, 40, 50 years later. So they kind of they went beyond what their intended kind of purpose was. But
Yep.
And they're gonna go further.
yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah, man. But hey, thank you guys for telling me about your origins, man. And I'm always interested, bro. But we got one more person. He wasn't able to make it tonight as the taping, but he came a little bit early and we talked. And that's my boy Matrix Comics. Let me pop him up.
What's up, Hood? Right, thanks for having me.
Hey, man, I appreciate you coming on, bro. Tell the people a little bit about yourself, man.
Well, I'm out here in New York. Just trying to kick it out here, digging through some comics.
All right, cool, man. Tell us a little bit how'd you get into Blade, bro?
Blade just really was one of those characters that it took me back. I used to listen to the soundtrack all the time. And just started wanting to reconnect with it. And so it was kind of a bummer though, because when I got back into Blade, it was right after the announcement in 2019 that there's gonna be a Blade movie. So, I kind of missed out on that sweet spot of getting into some books at a really low price, but still at the same time, as we're gonna find out tonight with all the guys on here with Cody Comics and Lucky Comics, Combo Crackhead, Paul, you. what we're gonna all get into is that he's still an overlooked character and still really in a lot of ways undervalued. So I know all the books tonight gonna bring some heat. The books that I'm gonna talk about are a little more out there, and I'll get to them here in a second. But Blade was just somebody who I want to connect with, and not only is he just really gonna be an anchor of the Marvel horror, I think, but he's just this like really interesting character as Eric Brooks, and his origin story is something that's really like intriguing. His ties to Dracula obviously are something that I'm really into. But I'm excited to talk about him and really dip into what we got going on tonight.
Yo, that's my boy
Matrix.
Matrix.
What's good, bro?
Yo, what's up, Matrix?
Wish you
Thank
could
you,
be
Matrix.
man.
Me too, man. But we in a 616. He's in the 818 somewhere, and I had to pull him out, and do a little magic. But we got him here, man. But yo, man, let's talk about Blade, man, and our historian here, man, Paul, man. He's gonna break down some of the early stuff about Blade, man, for y'all, man. So like I said, we're doing this. We're doing a little FOMO show about Blade and looking at a couple books maybe that you might. That you probably can get in the back bins, and probably some books that you can't, because these guys right here, I call these guys the Daywalkers. Like Free, Lucky, Cody, and Matrix Comics. They the Daywalkers, bro. Like they were blowing my mind. Like I was like, what? The stuff they were posting in our thread was just really mind blowing about how deep of a character Blade is and how much love there is for him. But Paul gonna break down like. Seriously, right, bro? We were like, I was intimidated. I was like, I don't know if I can go on with these guys, man. These guys
are hardcore, man, no doubt.
Yeah, hardcore, bro. They're hardcore. But Paul, man, break it down, man.
Tomb of Dracula 10, Bronze Age classic. Marv Wolfman, Gene Colan. I mean, it's just a classic issue. He's Blade, like a lot of the other Marvel characters. He's kind of got that, or he did at this particular point. That classic Marvel origin. The kind of tragic motivation for him becoming what he becomes. It seems like all the Marvel heroes have that, whether it's Uncle Ben getting killed or Daredevil's father getting killed or countless of Doctor Strange's accident. They all have that kind of tragic situation in life that kind of propels them to become what they become. And in his case, it's an ass-kicking vampire. But I mean, just the cover, it's classic cover, great issue. And it's definitely a hot, key issue in the Bronze Age.
But the way he's dressed though too, like you were talking about the black
he's straight up like so. It's 1973, blaxploitation's in full effect. Yeah, he's definitely a character kind of created out of that genre. Like Luke Cage and like Lucky mentioned before, Brother Voodoo. There's a few characters kind of molded during that time, but then they transcend beyond what was thought to be this small little window that they'd have, and like Blade's still around, pushing 50 years later. So
yeah, man. And that's one of the things that as a kid, in the 80s and 90s, man, and I had an uncle that was big into comics, and he would show me this guy named Blade. I wouldn't really read about him until like you guys, when I saw him in the movies. But he showed me he has a Tomb 10, man, and he has a lot of tombs, and he showed me like, this is a guy you got to read about. I was like, yo, that motherfucker's badass, bro, with the fro. And he always had this kind of shirt out with a nice chest. And
he's ready to hit, was it Studio 54 after he killed some vampires? He's ready to roll.
He's always wearing sunglasses, bro. Whatever the glasses he's wearing, bro, it's like, yo.
He got the Yeezys on. He got the Yeezys on.
He got the Yeezys on, man. And then here you got his second and third appearance.
Second appearance and second and third. So actually, yeah, he's not on the cover of 12, I don't believe, unless that's one of them on the bottom, but I don't think that's
No, not 12, but 13 he's on the cover.
13 he's on the cover. I think he believes he kills Dracula in that issue, but I mean, again, they're just great issues. That whole run, I mean, I wish I did collect it. It's kind of expensive to collect now, to be honest, because even like obviously the Blade issues are like expensive, no doubt, but that whole run, I mean, they're tough to find in decent shape, especially the earlier issues. And the Blade issues get a premium just because they're early Blade appearances. But I would say 13 is a great cover. I mean, 12, I don't know if I'm really feeling that cover that much, but with the black. It's kind of got like the black edges, black border on the cover. It's definitely one that's tougher to find and like higher grade.
And 13's his origin too, I think.
Yeah, it is.
Wow,
yeah.
really? Okay. And
I don't know,
you know,
I don't know how fleshed out. I don't, you know, I used to have a Tomb of Dracula 13, so I'm sure I read it or thumbed through it, but I don't know how fleshed out his origin. Maybe if one of you guys do, how fleshed out his origin was in 13 compared to like later, I guess, kind of versions of his origin.
They keep some elements of it, I think. I have them. It's not in great shape.
Because it turns out it's Deacon Frost is who raped his mother, I guess.
Yeah, bit.
That I think that
Or
gets
bit his mother
later, and
yeah.
She was working in like a house with a bunch of like prostitutes or something. And
but is that revealed in this issue, or is that later on?
I think that's in this one, and then the reveal of Deacon Frost is way down the line in like the 40s.
It's like number 45 or something.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a little cameo too. It's nothing big.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that book was pricey for a minute. I don't know if it still is, but at one point it was pricey. That 45.
It still is.
Is it?
Yeah, man.
He first appeared in 10. He's in 12, 13. I think he's in 17. Like he's
14.
Is he in 14? So he's like right off the bat was like, yeah, they knew like, all right, we gotta use this character a lot. He's cool, you know. He stuck wasn't
around
like they needed. Yeah, it's not like they needed to get some feedback or something. I mean, it was pretty much immediate. Like they had plans for this character, or Wolfman did at any rate. But
then we got this is when Blade really blew up, right? Is when Wesley Snipes. Go ahead, Paul, because you were a fan of him pre-movie, right? Like, so tell us, man, like as a a collector, like how was this for you, man? Like when you saw this new Blade.
I mean, it was like a few different things. I mean, obviously, just like a movie based on a comic book character was, other than DC stuff, was pretty rare for Marvel at that point. So just the fact, like, wow, there's a Blade movie coming out, of all the Marvel characters they could have picked, but it was like, all right, cool, Blade's cool. And I saw Snipes was playing, and was like, all right, cool. Unfortunately, he got that terrible haircut, but other than that, I mean, he's badass. I mean, the look, the suit, the sword. I love the way the blades open on the handle. If it's not like, I guess his kind of his print kind of on the hilt or whatever you would call that. But it was cool, man. It was really good. I mean, it's tough now because now we know what they do with these kind of movies. So it's, some things look dated and stuff, but at the time it was like, wow, this is as good as it's gonna get,
PJ,
I don't know, man. Go ahead. I don't think Blade 1 could ever be dated, bro. Like I watch it,
not
and I'm like,
dated
that fucking
so
movie's
much,
still
but
sick,
it does. It holds up well. I mean, it's not like the story is just you don't really need to do anything with it. You could just as is.
It's pretty much exactly. It's great as is.
I think it's just the dated CGI at the end, but that's a lot of movies at the time. It just is what it is. So
absolutely,
that's about it. Otherwise,
what's your guys' favorite line through the movie? Your favorite number one quote in that entire movie?
I think it's when he kills Frost at the end, just because it's just such it just feels like such a cool Blade line, but also it's like I think Wesley Snipes just made it up. Which is that some motherfuckers are always trying to ice skate uphill.
Yeah.
I know. Is that confirmed? Did he just like ad lib that, or it would be?
I think
cool
he did.
That'd be really cool if he did.
Definitely.
And also when the guards shoot him, the motherfucker, you out of your damn mind?
Great line. That's a good one too. That's a great one. God. I love that movie so much.
Yeah, no, it's definitely time for a rewatch for sure.
Yeah, same.
For real, bro.
Oh yeah.
This is my favorite. I put this up because this is my favorite fucking scene. I don't know what he did, if he threw his frisbee knife around or bombed some vampires, but he just goes yes. I was like,
it always reminded me of that thing
bro.
from what's that movie, Krull or whatever that.
Yeah.
I think it was Krull. They used to throw that like bladed thing. It always reminded me of that from that scene, but.
This one is right after he, when he does that is after, I can't remember the character's name, Deacon Frost's right-hand man, after he stakes him to the wall with the shotgun with the snake.
Okay, gotcha, yeah. But it's just, yes. No, man, but for me, this movie represented a lot, man. Like, I mean, let's be honest, man. We didn't have a lot of fucking black superheroes back in these days, bro.
No.
Like, and having a black superhero was Wesley Snipes, a fucking Major League. Remember Major League and all these other movies he was in? Waiting to Excel and shit like that. You know, like, I mean,
but he has some great ones.
Bro, I love this guy, man. And it was Wesley Snipes, and it was a black superhero. And I was in, bro. I was like, yo, man, like, I'm not African American, but I felt like he represented not just black people, but people of color. You know what I'm saying? I was like, yo, man, this is someone like kind of like us. You know what I'm saying?
He wasn't Superman or Batman. You know, he was different.
And he had swag, bro. He had fucking swag. None of the superheroes had swag back in the day, bro. You know, wearing tights and shit, bro. You know, like, come on. You know, Michael Keaton had a little swag though in Batman. I got to give him. He had a little swag in Batman. A little bit. But not like fucking Wesley Snipes swag.
No.
I was gonna say what you were mentioning, Hood, was it always bothered me with this is that, you know, it was a black Marvel superhero, and when Black Panther came out, not that I no disrespect to Black Panther, but everyone's like, oh, it's the first Marvel like black superhero, and I'm like, no. What about Blade? And then Blade? You know, like when Deadpool came out, they're like, oh, it's the first rated R superhero movie. I'm like, what about Blade? I'm like, there was 3 of these. Like, how do you forget?
Yeah, Marvel with Blade, man, is so ahead of its time. Like it's like, can they even come out with movies like this anymore? You know, with Disney buying it puts a lot into question on Blade. I mean, obviously they're rebooting it, so who knows what that next movie is going to look like? We're all hoping it's going to be just as awesome as those old ones were.
So ahead of its time.
I hope so.
But you know, another thing else is like he was like a black samurai to me too. That was another thing because I was really into like like martial arts, and I was a kung fu movie fucking junkie, bro. When I was
he's a master swordsman.
You know?
Yeah.
Like his gearing up scene towards the end when he's like meditating and stuff, like before he's gonna go off to fight.
He cuts the freaking the flower.
Yeah,
bro. You gotta love it, man. He was everything we wanted to be as a kid, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like with that fucking bomb ass like suit, you know, and everything else, and the sword, and he carried shotguns, and he had all these different weapons, and he was just sick, man.
Yeah, he was definitely like, especially, well, you know, I'm a little bit older, but we were kids in the '80s. You know, we all wanted to be ninjas. We all wanted to, you know, karate, kick people's asses. We wanted swords and shit. So, I mean, he's kind of like the embodiment, like not so much the comic version of Blade, but because Snipes, I believe personally, is really big into martial arts, you can tell he incorporated a lot of that into the movie. So, I mean, it was just badass. Those fight scenes are just classic.
So
he's a martial artist for real. You know, like I think it was Demolition Man or something like that, where they're having trouble filming him because he was doing it too fast. The camera couldn't pick it up or something like that.
But I feel like he definitely brought that element to Blade, right? Because I don't think prior to him, his version, like in the comics, Blade was doing like, you know, wheel kicks and shit. Like, I don't think that was his thing.
He really wasn't.
Yeah. I bet you he did like a lot of his own stunts too, huh? Snipes. I would think.
Probably,
when you're watching it, he has a swag. I mean, there's a difference between you can see, you know, people, and when he's kicking people, he's kicking with swag, like the Wesley Snipes swag. Man.
Like when he first comes on screen in the bloodbath club, and just that reveal, I think it's like through like the ground, like through people's legs, and they're all backing up, and it's all slowed down and stuff like that. It makes you be like, who is this? You know, like, and it was Blade for a character that's so cool and like everything we said, and but there's also like some genuine hilarious moments in there, like
it is
play off of that, like Whistler's given, I think it's a part where Whistler gives him some tool, and he just goes in like his low blade voice, you know, like it's still heavy.
Quinn.
And then Whistler's like, but you're so big.
Man, I sure hope they bring Wesley Snipes back, man. And then Wesley, if you're ever watching this, man, props from all of us, man. We were all big fans, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I saw somebody got a shout out from him. That was awesome.
Bro, that was awesome, man.
Say, he looks at stuff, so you never know.
Cool.
You know, right? Like, yeah, man, we give you, and then let's look at some of the movie history here of Wesley Snipes. So, I mean, of Blade. So Blade actually made, let me see here, it made $417 million, all 3 of them, you know, the trilogy. So that's worldwide. So you can see, man, this was like a big blockbuster hit for movies when it came out. especially being like you know, a black superhero too, man. So props to Wesley Snipes on that one, man. And then this is how I came out. So I asked you for you guys' origins. This is my origin of how I got to know Blade. You know, like, man, it was, bro, I was like 20, 21. I could go to the 21 and older club and I can, you know, hit the bar and all that other stuff, man. And then they brought this beat on. It was like the most popular one, man, of all the jams here on the soundtrack. I was like, where did this come from? My buddy goes, you didn't watch Blade yet, bro? I'm like, the fuck it, the Blade? They got a Blade movie? And I was like, dude, the next day, we went and watched Blade. He took me, paid for it, man, and I watched Blade, bro. And I was and he told me it was Wesley Snipes, man, because back in those days, I was too busy, man. I was going to Berkeley. I had, you know, studies, and I just didn't have a TV because I didn't want it to bother me. But, you know, when I watched this movie, man, I fell in love with Blade too, just like y'all, man. And this actually hit in the top Billboard 200. It moved up to number 36. So it was like at its peak in '98, man. So that's not bad, bro. So I think it's Wreck the Discotheque is the one that I heard in the club, man. You guys remember that one?
I was gonna say the main one is the Confusion by New Order, which is the one that's playing at the
Beginning
Bloodbath Club. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. All right, cool. Yeah, that was probably it, man. I don't remember what the name is, but I remember like it was a soundtrack that pulled me in for Blade, man.
I got a Blade soundtrack playlist on my phone. So.
there you go. See, these guys are so deep, bro.
Oh, yeah.
You guys are
great.
hardcore, man. Before I bring the Daywalkers, let's talk about what's going on right now in modern times. That's 2022. What's going on, Blade? So we got Mahershala Ali, man. I should know that because my boy's from Oakland too, man. He grew up in Oakland just like me. He grew up in a town right next to me in San Leandro. Mahershala Ali, man, he was announced in 2019 at San Diego Comic-Con. I was actually at this panel when it happened that Blade was coming, sweet. Man. And well, you should have seen, man, like right after this, like all the Blade books were gone in the con. Someone had ran out and bought all the Blade books, bro. Like, because we all like, we need to go out and get the Blade books. Like, let's go to the other end, because Hall H is like on the south end, and you got to go all the way to the north end to get the comic book stuff. And it was all wiped out, bro. You know, because we were all. I mean, I think he's gonna be a great Blade, man. What do you guys think, man? Do you think Mr.
He's gonna kill it?
He's gonna kill it, man. He's gonna kill it, bro.
Of any, you know, like, I think Snipes was one of those people, same as like Hugh Jackman for Wolverine, was like, you know, Robert Downey for Iron Man. It's like perfect casting. Can't think of anyone else for the role. That was kind of my mindset. And then they announced him. I was like, okay, yeah, that's probably the only other person I could see doing it. So
I think he's gonna kill it as well. And then Matrix Comics, you know, another of the Daywalkers here that we got on the show, man. He popped this on his Instagram, and I was like, damn. So it says, you know, Blade will reportedly be appearing in the Halloween special Werewolf by Night for Disney Plus, man. So that October is around the corner, man. You know, October is around the corner for Blade to start heating up. But I think it's to start heating up once people watch the show. So I'm just saying, man, because I know all y'all out there. I know all y'all out there in the audience.
How much higher can these books go,
bro? We haven't even had anything. Any news yet?
I know. That's crazy.
And they're popping.
Yeah,
popping,
just a couple. You know? I think like the director announcement and some other actors. Like I think I mentioned earlier, like Delroy Lindo was announced.
He's the only one.
No mention of what he's gonna play, but I'm like, he's got to play Jamal Afari because of his age and stuff like that. I think he's probably. It just makes sense for me. So.
I mean, Marvel just kills it with their casting for the most part. I mean, they're just on point with that.
But one thing, Cody, you said there was something really good about the Eternals at the end, right?
Yeah, I think it was. I forget her name right now, but the director did confirm that was Blade's voice talking to you know, Kit Harington to become Black Knight. I was the only one who marked down the theater when that happened. No one else knew what was going on.
Even Mahershala himself had confirmed in an interview that he said it was weird because he had to get into character before even, you know, getting ready to become the character.
Oh,
that's
man,
kind of a dope team up, though, right? Like, you know, I never even.
Yeah,
I don't even know. Is there like a comic book precedent for that? Like Black. I mean, I know Black Knight.
Yes.
And like.
That's why everyone went crazy for a Captain Britain
for that
where they first meet.
Captain Britain issue.
Oh,
yes.
Okay. Is that in that MI13 series?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, I think Free Guy said Free Guys. He's looking.
I'm looking
Yeah,
for
yeah,
it. It's just
he's
this
digging.
box is too big, man. This box
And
is way too big.
Matrix also
I
said
can't
that
get it.
that may be his first modern appearance with that look on the cover. Because before that book, I don't think there's that look out there.
Oh, where he's
Okay.
kind of got the like
The
two
shaved
stripes
head,
across the head.
yes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna turn it over to the Daywalkers, man, because they got some books for y'all, man. And I'm only picking books. I'm picking books that are pretty modern that you can actually find in the bin still to help y'all out, man. But the first man I want to start with our the godfather of the Daywalkers. That's Matrix Comics, man. What's up, Matrix Comics? What do you got first?
I think before I get into this one real specifically, I do want to say that the two books I'm going to talk about are what we would call foreign editions. And that community of foreign comic book collectors, I'm very new to it. And I want to be upfront that I'm kind of going out on a limb and talking about these two books because, you know, I'm not an expert of the foreign world. It's a whole world in itself. I don't even think about it as a sort of section of like the hobby. It's really, to be a foreign comic book collector, it's really like a lifestyle, man. It's endless in terms of the books you come across, and it's this really fascinating part of the market that's growing. We're seeing a lot of growth even when I started getting into it early last year and starting to understand how deep it goes. It's really a fascinating market. So if any collectors out there find themselves kind of maybe tired of like chasing variants or just feel like that they've seen it all in terms of maybe a certain character that they're collecting or a certain series that they're into, I guarantee you there is a foreign edition out there for you of your character of maybe a key book that maybe is just so out of your price range, but it's still sort of maybe a little more affordable with foreign editions. It's something that I really think that is seen a growing audience. And if you think again that you've seen it all, you really haven't, man, because the foreign editions are something else as we'll get into. I wanted to preface that though, because again, the foreign edition comic book sort of community is really tight knit. I do want to give a shout out to anybody out there who wants to dip into it. A Facebook group called Foreign Comic Collectors. Get in that group if you find yourself interested in what I'm gonna talk about, because the guys in that group are really fascinating. You connect with people all across the world. You really get the history of these foreign editions, if they're coming from, Israel, Brazil, Mexico, Spain, France. You got like Egyptian comic books and it from like the 60s and 70s. It gets really crazy, man. And that Facebook comic book group will really kind of open your eyes to it. But I had to give a shout out to all of that because it's really a fascinating world. And we're gonna get into it with this first one right here. What's really fascinating is that you get a spectrum of interpretations of covers when it comes to foreign editions. You might have Tomb of Dracula. This one is across the board. You have a Denmark edition. You have a Swedish edition. You got France. Spain. There's about 8 that I off the top of my head that I know of, and they all do have the Tomb of Dracula cover that we see here. But with other books, you have different colors maybe being used. You have maybe because the printer of that country is only has certain colors within their print shop, or you have like interpretations of comic books that are seen, so you get really wild colors. A lot of the Amazing Spider-Man and X-Men foreign editions have wild colors on them, and if you think you've seen Hulk 181, you've seen that book a million times, but go find the Mexican edition of that comic. It'll blow your mind of how different it is, and it's really something that's really unique. So you do have different covers, whether it's color. Sometimes it's a painted cover instead of a drawn cover, like maybe the US edition. You have different interpretations, and it's something that really drew me into it as somebody who's really drawn and involved in the creative world as a whole. I was really drawn to the sort of artistic liberty that is taken with some of these covers. And also, just real quick before I get to this magazine, on that note, sometimes you have a different cover but inside of it might be the first appearance of the X-Men.
Wow.
Maybe that book has, you know, Iron Man on the cover or something. I don't know. The foreign comic book community, don't come after me. I'm just hypothetically speaking here because I don't know if that's the case. But just as an example, you might just have like, you know, for the first appearance of you know, Ghost Rider, and it has Daredevil on the cover. And usually with some foreign editions, you get multiple stories in one book. Tomb of Dracula is a good example of that. Not these samples, but Tomb of Dracula 1, the Italian edition from like 1983, has Tomb of Dracula 1 and 2 on the inside. But the cover is the famous Neil Adams Tomb of Dracula 1 cover.
Mm-hmm.
So you really kind of get like a lot of story involved. They were really good at just putting as much content as they could. But at the same time, you know, it could be the classic cover that you see, but it could be a different cover, but with in the guts, you know, have a major moment in comic history, you know. So this is a really interesting one. This is the Dracula Lives UK magazine. This is actually the title that got me into forums. I came across this image here in just, you know, my research of Blade and Dracula. And I saw this, and maybe like many of you right now, when you first saw this, like, you know, what is this? What am I looking at? Is this, you know, is this like, is this real? And that the fact that, you know, I saw that it was not Tomb of Dracula 10, but it was, really drew me into this. So Dracula Lives is a UK magazine that was published in the UK from 1974 to 1976, and it has 87 issues total. And across all those issues, you'll see covers from the US editions of Tomb of Dracula. So you'll see this cover, you know, you'll see the Tomb of Dracula 1 cover, you'll see, you know, Werewolf by Night and Dracula, you know, fighting. You'll see covers that you recognize in this specific run from the UK. But I'm gonna drop a little cornbread for everybody out there. You'll also see covers that aren't seen anywhere else. There are certain issues of Dracula Lives that have Blade on the cover that it's the only place you'll see Blade, maybe a specific image, you know, on the cover. So there's a lot of interesting aspects to this particular run of UK magazines, Dracula Lives. And what we're looking at here, you can see, just kind of give a breakdown of this cover real quick. On the top right, you'll see 8p. That means 8 pence, right? So that's a currency from the UK. So you might see people posting, you know, books from London, from the UK, that say pence edition. You could also look that up on eBay and sort of get out there and see what's out there. Maybe, you know, if you have a character, if your favorite character is, you know, Scarlet Witch, go to eBay, type in Scarlet Witch pence edition and see what UK editions are out there and popping up. So that's what that price is up there on the top right. You'll see in the box at the top left, the number 21. That's, you know, number 21 of this series. And this magazine, this particular issue tells the story of you know, the first Prince of Blade. But I'll get into that a little more because there's a little more to that story. But also something that's really interesting about this particular line of magazines is at the top, you'll see where it says Inside the Monster of Frankenstein. Now, obviously, Frankenstein wasn't in Tomb of Dracula 10. But what you get with these UK magazines is you'll get a bunch of stories in one, but they're all horror related. So if you're watching this video, you're into Blade, you are most likely into Marvel horror. Let me tell you something. These Dracula Lives magazines, you'll get in one magazine, you'll get a Blade story, you could get a Brother Voodoo story, you could get a Werewolf by Night story, all in one magazine. So if those are your characters, this is a place to look. And you kind of get it all in one place in a one-of-a-kind you know, magazine here with Dracula Lives. Something else I love about this format is that it's a magazine format, so it's bigger. So I have 2 copies of this particular magazine, and it's beautiful, man. It's a large magazine format. It's almost like a mini poster of you know, the first appearance of Blade. It's something that really obviously sticks out literally from your short boxes because they won't fit in there, so you might have to get a magazine box. But I love the large format of the magazine. It's really amazing to hold in your hands. On the inside, on the guts of this, and for the entire run of Dracula Lives, and actually for a lot of the early magazines, not just in the UK but here in the US, it's black and white, so it's not color on the inside. So for me, as someone who, I'm really into drawing, I'm really into looking at art, when you get the black and white version of something, again, like The Crow or like the early Eva Ernie books, and that kind of black and white adds to the grit of the story, and you get to see the real pencil work of the artist when you just get black and white. So if you think if you read these books before and you know these stories inside and out, it's actually a different story when it's presented in black and white, because there's almost more information there visually for you to take in. So I really enjoy that aspect of this magazine. Something to note is that when I mentioned earlier that foreign editions sometimes have different stories in them from different characters, this first appearance of Blade is actually split into 2 issues for the Dracula Lives UK edition. Dracula Lives issue 20, the issue before this, has a cover that isn't on any specific cover of Tomb of Dracula. And I specifically, Hood Rat didn't tell you because I want the audience to go out there and search for themselves so they can see it on their own and be surprised at what it looks like. But that issue actually has the first part of the first appearance of Blade. This issue, number 21, has a second part of Tomb of Dracula 10 in it, but has the cover. So in the market, this one usually carries a premium because it does have that cover, and it's the cover that is iconic. And the issue 20, which actually does have the first half of the first Prince of Blade in it, but has a different cover. It's still expensive, for what it is. But this is the one that carries a premium because we get that classic cover on the front.
Mm-hmm. But I'm looking at the price here from Cover Price. That's where I usually take my data from, and I was like, I want to look on eBay and see how much one was, because I'm kind of interested in this cover in this magazine, man, that you presented. I looked on eBay, man, and Cover Price got it wrong, bro. So let's check out some of the prices that are on eBay for this one, man. So you can see here, man, $65 on February 20th. Plus $37 shipping, so that's a $100 book right there.
We'll get to that, but yeah, let's keep going. Let's see what the prices are.
Okay, and then on January 29th, one sold for $91 with $42 shipping. So that's right. About a $130 book, $135 book with tax. I'll say $140 with tax.
Yep, with taxes.
Yep, and then you got one for $78 at with $17 shipping. So that's about a $90. That's about a $100 book with taxes. For sure,
it's a $100 book. That's right.
So tell me about this, man. About the prices because I know you're looking, right?
Oh man, I'm looking all the time. I just picked one up. Matter of fact, nope, that one's not mine up top. I was like, but I just picked it up. I just picked up my second copy. But you talked about it. You hit it on the head when you pointed out the shipping. All these are coming from the UK for the most part. You might have a seller here in America that might have one as letting one go, but for the most part, you're seeing what you're paying to ship in here. So, you got to factor that in on top of the tax, on top of the final price, if no one is bidding against you, right?
You're right.
So these books, and for most foreigns, they do carry more shipping in terms of, what their final cost is going to be. But these prices are on track, I'd say. This book, I would say, actually, these are actually really, really good deals, especially that February 20th one.
They are, man. They are.
I've seen this book go for usually between 90 to up to 150. So these are some good deals. But something to keep in mind with this particular run and this particular book, and really any magazine that you're gonna find from the 70s. Again, this is from 1975. It's really thin paper, man. It's a really thin magazine. It's it's almost like a newsprint paper on the inside. This stuff is like, this was meant for, this was not meant to be kept. These magazines just being printed off, with these horror characters in them. Mm-hmm. So, Marvel wasn't spending a lot of money to get these printed. And not that the paper today is any better quality, but these particular, magazines have really low quality paper. So to find them in really good condition is really tough. And so you kind of don't really know what it's going to be like till you get it and you feel it in your hands and you'll see how light it is. But this is right on par for about what I would say this book runs for, and that's what I'm talking about. You can have a key of this character without having to spend $1,000. I will say
I will say more than that, bro.
Yeah, exactly, more than that.
Are like, whew, out of my range, man.
And the thing about this is that here's the deal, and I'll get into it more when I get to the next book. But I will say that this book graded, this magazine graded by CGC, on the notes, on the slab on the top, top right, it says first a reprint of first appearance of Blade of Dracula 10, because this book is technically a reprint because the UK did have a Tomb of Dracula 10 Pence version comic book to come out in 1973. So this is technically a reprint, which is why it might carry a little bit lower premium on the price. But just know that CGC does note it as that, but as a reprint of the first appearance of Blade.
But for most of us, man, it's the iconic cover, and
exactly.
You don't have to pay for it. It's like you said, it's a magazine size, and it's Blade with the fro, man, and that's one of our favorite Blades, man. Before he went to the Wesley Snipes look, man.
If you're a Blade fan and you see this come up and it's in your budget, pick it up. You won't be disappointed.
Yo, thank you, Matrix, for that, man. You like I said, man, you foam with the hood, man. But next up, man, Cody, what you got, bro?
So I picked Night Stalkers 15. It's one of my favorite Blade covers. It's I would when I was really looking into Blade books, you think of how many covers just have just Spider-Man or just Hulk on it and like doing something cool. And you think about it for Blade, as you saw in this Tomb of Dracula ones, he's in a group shot. There's not too many great ones. And this is one of the earliest ones I think of where it's just him on the cover. And this was part of the 17-part Siege of Darkness storyline that was going on with all the Midnight Suns characters they had at the time. And the first half of those were all these kind of like matte black covers. And then the second batch of them were all these white with the dripping blood covers. And so you got, Ghost Rider, Doctor Strange, all these guys have solo covers like this. But for Blade, just the dripping blood makes so much more sense. And also, as we mentioned at the beginning, like the Spider-Man cartoon show, his 90s look with the shorter leather jacket with the spikes is kind of like my first introduction to him. And this is where he has that look. And so to me, it's just one of my absolute favorite Blade covers. I've got one framed in my room. And it was also, when I was a kid, I used to collect Marvel cards. It was also the Blade trading card at the time in 95.
Let's see that.
Oh, very nice.
The image of him was just grilled into my brain from that too. So it's not an expensive book to find. It can be tricky to find one because it's a white cover to find.
Not yet.
Yeah, not yet. Hopefully I don't wreck it. But because it's a white cover, I've got like 4 copies of this one just in my quest to try to find the perfect one. And so I noticed there's a lot of, the ad from the back rolling over, so you get black border on the edge, and just our ink streaking and scuffing up the white cover. So to me, it's just like one of my absolute favorite Blade covers.
All right, Daywalkers, what do you think, man? Who wants to go over first? Free. I know you love this book, Free.
Oh man, it was one of the covers. Like Cody, I need a shout out to Cody because Cody is the first person I think on Instagram that I talked to about Blade. I think he actually maybe approached me. He said, "Hey, I saw you posting some Blade books. You have these and he was the first person that I was actually like, is there any list or anything?" And he's like, actually, he like immediately sends me a link with like every single Blade appearance, starting from like Tomb 10 and like to his modern appearances, including this one. And he just sent me so many covers. I mean, he's like, yeah, I have like short boxes full of them. And dude, he's the reason I'm here today. He's the reason that I fell in love. Well, I had beginning to collect Blade, but I didn't know where to start. So he was the first person to really push me over the edge to find these books, even know about where to look for. So yeah, something like this. I mean, Midnight Suns, late 90s. You can tell that's late 90s. I love how he's cutting the signature. You see the signatures of the artist at the bottom. That was so sick the way they put that with the artwork.
Yeah.
I mean, Blade, his name is it's in the name. He's carrying blades. That's what he's known for. So it's the perfect cover, in my opinion, of him.
I'm gonna say it's actually early 90s. It came out November 93. The date on the cover is January 94.
Okay.
Dang.
It was of that time.
Yeah, you're right. Because his first
Ghost
series
Rider,
was 94.
all that
yeah.
stuff.
Wow.
Yep.
Look at y'all, man. Were you guys born yet when this came out, man? 93? I want to ask.
Yeah.
Oh, see, okay, I just want to ask, bro.
I wasn't.
I was 9. I was 9.
Yeah, you old like us, bro. So lucky, yo. No, but that's awesome, man. To see, like, I mean, it's just, to me, the 90s was just like yesterday. I don't know. How about you, Paul and Luke? I mean, I feel like
it's hard to believe. So he said 93. This
93.
book's 30 years old. Like that's
30
crazy.
years old, bro. It's crazy, bro. Crazy, lucky, man. What do you think, bro?
I actually love that cover, and it's definitely one of my favorites. I actually got like 10 copies of it. I not one is near mint, but it's a beautiful cover, man, and definitely one of my favorites. You can't go wrong with it, man.
I have one in the collection that I have, man, and I think it was there because no one went through the ends, looking for Nightwalkers, Night Stalkers, bro. So I have one. I was like, wow. I was like, thanks, Cody. I appreciate you, Cody, man, having me looking through my dollar bins over here, man.
I will say that the actual cover is not that. That's a little bit saturated. A picture of it. It's a little bit lighter in the real thing.
Oh,
that's
yeah,
actually a good
definitely
call
lighter.
though, about as far as being like a solo Blade cover, because it probably is tough to find, It's
like I said,
not
you think
that
of
many.
How many? There's a couple now, especially with the exclusives and things like that, like store exclusives. But it's like how many where it's are just Spider-Man, like something like a Spider-Man #1 or the 300, where it's just the character, and I'm like, that's the first one I can think of the earliest ones. There's some now, and especially one of my favorite looks for him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's the same look. That's the same look from Spider-Man 90s Fox series.
Well, as you guys can see, it's only $5. The last sale was $5.32. Average is about $3.90, man. So it's a totally gettable book, man. Of early Blade, like you said, that's solo on the cover, man. But Cody, man, bringing the heat, man. Next up is Free, bro. What you got, Free?
So it's the world famous. I mean, so this is the book. It's called Blade Vampire Hunter #1. This is by all means, his first solo title, first ongoing series. So Tomb 10 is out of reach for a lot of people, at least currently in the current day's market. This book was, I want to say, before Eternals end trailer, this book was only about a $10, $15, maybe $20 book. As soon as you hear Mashalah's voice, this book overnight, like I said, it's considered to be one of his top keys, so that's why I like to include it on this list. It's a 1994 Blade issue 1, his first solo title, his first series. He started in 73. His first appearance was in 73. It wasn't until 20. How many years later is that?
21. That's a while.
So it took decades. It took decades for this character to actually see the spotlight from Marvel. And deservedly so. I mean, the cover itself, the blade title, along with the blade swords, are foil. They're actually foil, so you get that 90s goodness. It's a black cover, so it could be seen as hard to get in decent grade. So the reason why I included it on this list, besides the fact that it is one of his most key issues, being the #1 issue of his first solo series, you can see that foil goodness right there. Yep. So the reason I put this on here is because this was my first Blade book. I walked into my hole-in-the-wall LCS, and this was the first year I started collecting. I see this in the bin, and I'm like, wait a minute, Blade #1. I was like, what's this? I saw the foil, immediately was like, how much is this? So the sticker price said $20. I had already spent a lot of money. So he was like, I was considering putting it back, and I'm so glad I didn't because he was like, "Hey man, I'll just give it to you for $10." So I got this near mint copy, and this was before Eternals came out. So near mint copy.
Paul's gonna hate me for saying this, bro, but send it to CGC.
So
CBCS.
Please
so
don't.
to me, I feel like there's no better place to start than Blade issue 1.
That's dope, bro. I love it,
Cool
man.
book.
Yeah, man.
Again, though, it still blows my mind. Like 30-year-old '90s books, but now they have 150 and up. You know.
Yeah, it's crazy how much that thing has shot up.
When I got back into collecting in 2015, that was $1 book. I saw some stuff for
no
98 cents.
Yeah, no doubt. It was a $1 book in 2017 when I got it, bro.
Yeah,
16, I was like, it's crazy, man.
2021 at my local shop, they got the first 6, and the first 6 are easiest to find from that run. It was just in the bin for like $6, and that's $6 Canadian, right? So it's like probably like $4 for you guys.
Wow.
Fire. So for starters, the artwork in this series, so fire.
It's
so fire.
It's also, if you were gonna get into Night Stalkers, and if you wanted to get into all the expanded Midnight Sun stuff, because it's all intertwined stories.
Kind of similar art too.
But yeah, this takes place immediately after. Like, I'm not gonna give a spoiler for a super old book if you want to read it. But Night Stalkers is a team. There's a reason why Blade's solo now. After the events of that one, so this takes place like he's dealing with the events at the end of the Night Stalkers series. So it goes. Who
is that on the cover, kind of with the hands over?
That's Dracula.
That's Dracula. So he has a D. He has the ring. It says D, and then if you see on the cover, it actually says the Return of Dracula. So, in
the last Night Stalkers, it was like with every Tomb of Dracula, we killed him. Oh shit, he's back.
Yeah, just last thing I'd say about this cover is that it's a mid-90s book. It's foil. That time of 90s, Jim Lee X-Men, stuff like that, they were printing millions of copies. So I'm not saying that there's a million copies of this, but if you're going to find any Blade books tonight, just look in those bins. I mean, I found one in my hole-in-the-wall shop because he's a collector. This book is findable in the wild. Are we going to go over the eBay prices, Hood, or no for this one?
Oh, right here, man. For cover price, they're saying the average is about 80.
So just think about that for a second. Just think about that for a quick second, guys. This is a 90s book that's going for $80. I mean, you do the math. So it's either now or never. The FOMO, we talk about FOMO, fear of missing out. There is a lot of copies on eBay because it's a decently printed book, but the prices aren't going to go down.
And that's the reason why I have like the 6 that I have, because I bought when I was completing that 10-issue set, I bought some lots on eBay that had 7 or whatever I needed, and that was just included with it. And it was like, whatever, I throwaway book I thought at the time.
Seriously. You better hold on to them.
I still have them all.
Yeah, you can't get you probably won't be able to get this book like now as far as like eBay, that type of online, because the price is already. But I feel like this is the kind of book you could score at like a flea market or something.
Oh, for sure.
Some place where someone's not up on like this. They'd probably look at it like, oh, this 90s book, put it in the $1 or $2 bin. They might not be that knowledgeable about it. But as far as like on eBay, forget it. The prices.
I mean, it surprised the shit out of me.
And I think pre-mentioned too, it can be hard to, and also, it's an easy book to find, but it's hard to find in near mint because it does have that black on the edge. It is a cardstock cover, so it absorbs all the damage it gets. And the upper staple is on the blue, so you get a lot of rub of the print off. Yeah.
Man, y'all are deep, bro. I'm telling you, man.
Hell yeah.
You guys go into where the fucking staple is, man. Telling y'all the Daywalkers, bro. Y'all don't even know where the staple is, man. But it surprised the hell out of me when I did the research on this, man, that it was an $80 book. Because I mean, the last time I looked at this book was in 2017, man. I was like, that's a $1 book, bro. 90s, 93, like. But $80 book now, man. Y'all, dude. Blade is coming, man, and freeze right, bro. Y'all better jump on it, man.
I had no idea about this book. Morbius, like 2 months ago, was like I'm thinking of buying that Blade one. I was like, oh, what, the 90s one? He goes, yeah, there's one on eBay. I think it was like the $80 or so, $100. I was like, what are you crazy? That book, $100 for that book? He's like, bro, that they're all on eBay. They're like, you know, 150, 200. Like, it's expensive.
I mean, look at that.
Oh,
Look
yeah,
at that
like-
9.8. That 9.8 went
I
for
know,
530.
sick.
I mean, there's one listed either 9.6 or 9.8 for like $500. So
But-
that's a major key book, and then the market is this. The market agrees. So I mean,
Yeah, no, I just
that's
had
where
no
we're at.
idea, though, man. It just blew me away. I was like,
And it-
wow, I just.
And if you
I-
ever find any 7 and up from that series, get them, even if they're in
Buy
bad
'em.
shape.
7 and up. Okay. Wow. All right.
Especially
so,
8.
So I
Yeah.
guess yeah.
8's
Got-
the
oh.
Morbius one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What happened was, orders tanked by the time they hit 6, so like they're really low print.
How many issues
Matrix-
is that run, that series?
Goes to 10.
10.
I've seen 10 right now in Canadian listed for like 150, like stupid
Wow.
prices.
Yeah, at
So
any
scary.
point,
Facts.
issues 7, 8, 9, and 10, there might only be one if there's even a copy on eBay. So this series, like Cody was saying, the later issues, those are the ghost books we're talking about. You're missing out on fear of missing out. The fear is actually realized with this series, even the first series of his.
Did any of you guys have this whole series?
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
Multiple copies.
I got you.
10 right there.
Yeah.
Okay, let me get Cody on it. What you
That's
got
a
going?
dope cover, man.
So that's
Oh,
10.
so fire. Let's see them.
9.
Yes.
Damn.
And this is the one he's talking about, 8. With the
Beautiful.
Morbius.
Oh.
The 90s
Morbius.
I
Morbius.
think I got that
thing.
one. I got
So
that
Matrix,
Huh.
Matrix
And
sold
then
his
7.
9.8 for over
That's
600
cool.
bones.
one. That's dope.
He
That's
set the
dope.
market for that one.
What? Oh, okay. Oh, wait. That's free? Go free. Look at that, man. All right, man. Y'all are too deep for me, bro. I gotta go, man. You gotta-
I'm really hoping with the new movie they finally print this run and Night Stalkers in a trade, because this 10 issues I've tried to find it. It's never been printed in a trade, probably because
They don't have it. Yeah, they don't
Mm.
have it. I've looked.
So if you want to read it besides digital, you can't
The
even buy
only
it in
one-
trade right now.
The only one that's in trade is that 1 through 3
Mhm.
Yeah.
Really?
that Bart Sears did.
Yeah, this trade that included in this one.
Yeah,
The
that
blood and
includes
chaos.
Let's see if I can remember off my head. You can see the back. It includes the Snipes movie, the one right before it, Sins of the Father, Crescent City Blues, the Sears 1 through 3, the Wizard 1/2, and then the 6-issue run after that.
Very
There
nice.
you go, man. There you go, man. Just
You
turn it
got
around,
it.
bro. All right, man. So who's next to blow my mind? That would be LukeComix, bro. Man, y'all gonna make me broke, bro.
Oh yeah. This one gonna make you
Oh,
broke.
man.
Oh yeah.
See, this is
Where
comic
they
book
at? Where they
crackhead
at?
making me broke.
Where they at? Oh, and I just had these babies clean too.
Oh, I'm
man.
so
Clean
jealous
and
of this.
pressed.
Oh, let's go. Let's see it, man.
Ah,
They're so beautiful.
All right,
I love
break down the
That's
knowledge
my
about this
babies.
book, bro. Break the knowledge down, bro.
All right, now this book, I had no idea it existed. I was just buying Blade books consistently. When I secured my TOD on 10 on April last year, I just went on a hiatus and started buying tons of Blade, whatever I could afford to buy, whatever I could find that was cheap. If it was a little pricey, I'd think about it, and if I could find a different one, I go with that one and leave that pricier one. But this one I saw, and I bought it I saw it on Atomic Avenue. First time I ever saw it, and it was like for $80. So I bought it, and I went to my comic shop. My comic shop had 4. I only bought 2. Went on eBay, bought like 3 or 4 more off eBay, and they went ghost after that. After like 6 months of hunting and building my Blade collection, just nonstop buying multiples. I got damn near the entire Tomb of Dracula series, every Blade appearance I have from that series. And when I saw this, it blew my mind. There's only 8 graded on the census. There's 2 9.8s, 2 9.6s, a 9.4, and a 9.2 that Matrix owns.
Wow. What's the significance of this issue though? Why is there so much money other than just being kind of obscure or hard to find, I guess? Or is that it?
That's about it, man. It's you don't
rare.
really, it's rare. You don't have that many.
Yeah, I'll confess,
printed.
never seen it before.
It's
bro.
It's this issue, but a variant.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
it's
got
that-
you. Yeah, I had that issue, but yeah, this one.
This
I've
is
never seen.
also
Show it, Cody.
that
Show it again,
variant.
Cody.
The Sears cover. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
cool.
it's the
I like
Sears.
that.
Yeah, that one.
the variant is actually a pinup, and
Blade
all they
is yoked
did.
on that cover.
All they did was take the Blade image from the pinup and use it as the variant.
Yeah, it was like
Now-
a wizard comic, a wizard
Yeah.
poster or something.
Now, in this variant, regardless of what CGC says, has multiple first appearances. It has a first appearance of his main villain, that the main antagonist in the comic. It has a first appearance of Silver Eye, which is a covert part of Shield that keeps track of nocturnal supernatural things. And I think that's it, like 2 first appearances.
Dude, let me ask you a question, man. So I'm seeing some Freddy Krueger claws on his right hand. You know, like.
Tell me that doesn't
I-
remind you of the
It's like
second one.
Rip Claw from was that Cyberforce or whatever?
Yeah,
You
man.
remember this? You remember the second Blade in the beginning, where Homeboy goes to donate his blood, and they have those long claws that takes the blood out. That's what it looked like.
Damn.
That's the cover
That's
to have right there. One sold for $405
Wow.
on a
Yeah, I
bid,
saw that.
and then one sold raw for $1,000
What?
near mint.
$1,000 for a raw?
That's
Yeah.
insane.
And some of these
Yeah.
tails were even, they weren't even like high grade. They're like very fine and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
And
The
who
one-
and who made the post? Was Lucky? Was it you or Matrix that Bart Sears himself, the artist, commented on?
That was
About-
me.
That was you. Yeah. So,
He actually saw his
yeah.
artwork sell for that much money.
yeah.
I
Man,
thought
that
that
is
was
a
dope.
piece of that action.
So this 9.6 $150 is like a long time ago, right? Like I'm looking at it, I'm
Yeah.
like, there's no way, bro.
Yeah.
Like cover
Hmm.
price got that wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like
No.
you guys saying $1,000 for a raw, bro. Like 9.6 is worth a little bit more than
Yeah, there's no way. That's
Oh,
that's
yeah.
There's no way. There's no
There's
way.
no way
dude.
that's recent. There's no way that's recent. And if it is recent, that's crazy. I was looking for this book I was looking for Blade books for a half a year nonstop every day. And
Really?
I just came across these.
Damn,
Like that's
man.
how I came across that X-Men second print. That X-Men second print variant where he's got that monster in the back and he's got the sword slashing the monster and it's just Blade on the front. That one right there, Cody.
Yeah.
That's the
Okay,
one.
okay, hold on. There you go, Cody.
That's
Hey,
gonna
who-
make
Oh,
people FOMO
wow.
out right there.
Who bought that $12 one? Is that coffee? Someone
I
bought a
bought a
$12.
$12
Someone just bought one that went up, and I passed on it, and I regret it because it was.
The regular
have a
cover
photo.
for that one's great too. It's him fighting Wolverine. So.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
the next one up on eBay for that one is like $500 now. So
Ridiculous.
Wow.
yeah, yeah,
What?
Ridiculous.
What?
yeah.
This is ridiculous, dude.
I got mine
Me
for
and-
like
Me
15.
and Paul are just like, yo, this is ridiculous, bro.
I mean, that kind of money, I'm buying some Silver Age, but
That's what I'm saying.
to each their
Man.
own,
I mean,
suppose.
the
save it- I'll
fact
save
that
it
I
for-
can,
My Tomb 10, bro. You know, like
Yo,
the
Seriously.
fact that I've been to like all the comic stores in my area, and only one of them out of like 10 stores has a divider for Blade comics, shows you like how hardest stuff can be to find sometimes.
I'm gonna tell you
And
right
I
now.
was looking for a book I have. I know you guys you'll know exactly what it is. I'm a little bit unclear, but I know I have the book because I'm a big Wolverine guy. I guess Wolverine is to me what Blade appears to be to you guys. So, but I know I have that cover where it's Blade's face and the claws. That's an issue
Yeah.
of Blade, correct? Not
Yeah.
a Wolverine book.
Yeah.
I know I have
Yeah.
it. I couldn't
hold on,
find it.
hold on. I'm gonna
And
turn off my
just
camera
to-
while y'all talk.
Just to be clear,
He's on
that
eBay.
issue right there is
Mhm.
yes. Show it to him,
Yeah,
Cody.
that's it. I
one
got
right
that
there.
book. Yep.
That's their
Yep,
first
yep,
meeting
that's it.
and battle.
Does that book get like any kind of crazy money, or is that just?
That's about a $30 book right now.
Yeah, I know
That's
I
a
have it. I'll dig it out. I'll post
I
it this
mean,
weekend.
I'll post it with you, bro. I'll post it with you.
All right, cool. It's a great cover. I mean, it's.
They've
It's
had
dope.
some great covers too, like the one shot they had a few
That
years
second
back.
print go hard.
Yeah, I got a variant of that too with Blade on it. I think he's Delato, maybe. He's like jumping at him, or I might have the wrong.
Yeah, there's those other ones, and the
That's-
regular one.
Wait a minute.
Wait,
Ah,
sorry.
It's different than that.
Regular
Is there another variant of that, or is that it?
There's a 1 in 50 variant. I haven't got it because it's the artist
must be the
styled
one I
him
had.
after that 12 issue series where he gets his arm cut off.
So that's the one that it is Delato. That one.
Yeah.
The incentive,
That's gonna be the one I have. Then let me. I need to see a picture of it.
There is a cover A that we haven't shown.
That was the regular for that one where he's cutting the monster.
Okay, that's the
in
one.
half.
Or,
Yeah, that's
there you go.
that's the one.
This one's easy to find
the
too. Great
X-Men.
cover.
No, that's not. The
Yeah,
one.
and it's not an
Yes.
expensive book.
I actually like that Curse of the Mutants. That was a pretty
Yeah.
cool little arc.
The audience is like on eBay right now. I'm already knowing, man. They're pressing pause. They on
Yeah,
eBay
so
right
just
now.
for
Line it up.
just to ask us, Hood. So for all intents and purposes, if you're a Blade collector, this book will end up being most
Big
likely
row.
the hardest book to ever
Yeah.
find and attain. It is by all standards the most ghost-like, meaning the most scarce, the most rare. Something that you'll be blessed that you were there early, like Lucky. He had the wherewithal to be a true fan and be there way before anyone else, to where guys like me that are just coming up in the comic game, it's too late for us. So, like I said, by all intents and purposes, this is the Blade book to get in terms of scarcity, in terms of rarity, in terms of just loving Bart Sears, the artist. Bart Sears is the legendary artist. He's worked on so many things, but he really defined Blade in the 2000s with this series.
And I
So,
didn't know about this one until it was too late.
I'm curious,
I
though.
never
So
saw it, so
I think I
This
just
book-
found out about this about a month and a half ago from Crackhead, bro. He's like, can you look up? He asked me, can you look up the print count for this book? And I looked it up, and I was like, what's up with this book, bro? He's like, this shit's a fucking ghost. I was like,
I
Yeah,
really-
there's not a print count. There's not a print
There ain't
count
no
for
print
this
count.
book.
I'm
So,
really
like,
hoping
So
that
Freak,
they're-
if you had say the 40, if you, I'm not saying you don't, but I'm saying if you were ready to drop the 400 to even buy one, is it even like available to buy, or it's just you can't
Nah.
even find it?
No,
You can't find
Lucky is like Thanos. He has the rings. He has the 6 rings.
So it's
on
not
his
even a
5
money
fingers
issue,
hand.
then it's just you can't find it. It's
It's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
legit
Price.
ghost.
like
Wow,
Go.
if you want to
that's
buy
crazy.
it
And
Doom
this
of
dude got,
Dracula
like,
10,
20
you can go buy one. If you want to buy this, it's cheaper than Doom of Dracula 10, but you won't find one.
Yeah,
You
no,
will.
it's crazy.
Yeah, like Lucky said, was it 8 or 9 on the census on CGC? Lucky.
That was like when
8.
I was looking for my the Nabisco variant, the Wolverine 145.
Yeah.
It's not as expensive as Hulk 181, but I tell you what, it's a lot harder to find.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that's why it's gone up in price, because just of scarcity.
Yep.
Mhm. That's cool, man.
oh man. Well, thank you, man. Thank you for Fomo'ing me and Paul, bro.
I'm
Like,
excited.
yeah, we ain't never gonna get
I
these.
still-
books, bro. Fuck.
Yo,
You know,
no
like
bullshit.
never look.
You gotta
No
get
bullshit.
real lucky to find one of those.
That one that sold for $400, I was still
Yeah.
trying to buy. I was in the bid up until it went over $300.
Hey,
Damn.
and just one last thing about this book. So Blade has 5 solo series. He has variants, you know, he has all this, but I say that what I tell people is I have every single cover, second printing, variant of all of his solo 5 series besides this cover. So this
Me
is the
too.
last cover that I need in my Blade collection in terms of his
Wow.
series.
They're all short runs too. The longest was the 2006 one, or I think
Yeah,
there was
yep,
12.
yep,
Yep.
12 issues. Yep.
Yeah, that 3-issue one was supposed to be 6,
And then it got
but
canceled.
because it got canceled.
And then there
Yeah.
was the Wizard 1/2 to bridge it to the Sears series.
Correct.
Oh man.
Was he in that the Captain Britain, the MI-13? Was he in that series a lot? Would you consider
Started
him?
with 5.
yeah.
He starting with either 5 or 6 is when he debuted in that
Okay.
series.
Issue
Is that
5
it's that dark cover, right? That dark cover with him like kind of in the shadow. Is that the one we're talking about?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Got that. Yeah. Yeah, I got that book just because Blade was on it too. So hey, a nice pickup for just Blade on being on it, right? So
and
yeah,
Matrix and I, yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Matrix and I both have.
Go ahead, Cody. Go ahead, Cody.
Let me see that one.
You have the
That's
newsstand.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
dang it.
and there's only about maybe 7.
You're gonna have PJ go getting.
circulation.
You're gonna have You guys gonna have PJ getting modern books, bro. PJ don't want no modern books, bro.
Not
PJ
at
like-
these prices, brothers. Nah, I mean,
Yeah,
I
I don't want no
I
modern
pick
books.
up modern stuff. I mean, it'd be hard for me to justify dropping $1,000 on a raw Blade book for me.
Yo,
Right. Right.
legit.
$1,000.
My Blade collection is gonna score me some nice gold and silver age books. Let me tell you what.
No doubt. You need
Telling
to you need to hook up Free and some of these other guys with some of those blades, man. I think. And
I got 6 of them.
Oh, who
And I
posted
already
the picture?
talked
I
to
thought
Free.
somebody had a picture with like.
That was him. That was
Oh,
lucky.
that was it. I look like more than 6, man.
Like when we were comparing the stuff.
That's what he tells us. That's what he tells
Yeah, I
us.
was gonna say he's holding out, man. I don't know about that. He got,
When
he
we
got
were
like a half
comparing-
box of them.
When we first met, we're like, "You got this one? Yeah, I got this one. You got this one?" He's like, every time he's like, "Yeah, I got like 7 of those."
Damn.
And I'm like, I just want one, man. It's just for me. I'm not planning to
Just
sell.
one.
Yo, I tell you what, I got 6 of them. Soon as we get them graded, Free's gonna get them graded. I'm gonna send them to him. They're in his city. CBCS is in his city.
Mhm.
We're gonna get them graded.
Mhm.
Y'all get first dibs. They're not
All
high
right.
grade. I'm not getting back no 9.6s, no 9.8s. So they won't be expensive.
Yeah, I don't have no graded books, but that one I'd want it in there just to keep it safe.
Right.
No,
Oh,
we
all
can, we
I
can
have
bust
the
it out
regular
after
cover so I
anyway.
can read it.
We gonna get that one graded for sure.
Damn. All right, guys, man. So I picked books that you cats can actually find, like, cause you ain't gonna find this one, man. So good
At all.
luck. Good luck on that one, man. You ain't gonna find that one. Like he said, I'm gonna post one that I already have 6 of, and y'all ain't gonna ever find this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? But so I picked this one, man. You guys can actually find this one in the bin. There he goes, man. And this is Avengers, man. This came out in like 2021 last year. This is Avengers number 42. This is an Ernana Souza cover for Black History Month back in 2021, man. This is one I had on FOC because it was a Blade cover. I don't even know, man. I mean, I really like Blade. I mean, he's one of my favorite. I would say he's one of my favorite characters, man. But I'm not as a hardcore collector as these guys, man. If I see a Blade cover on FOC, I'm gonna get it, man. But these guys go deep, man. The Daywalkers go deep, bro. They go deep.
I don't know if I'm worthy to be on this panel, brother. I'll be honest.
Bro, I mean, look, my book, you might be able to find in the bins. It goes for about $10, but it's a doable book that you can find. And I actually saw this one, always trying to get FOMO by y'all, and these guys are foaming me like hell. But so did Comics by the Master Collectors. He's over on Instagram, man.
That's a cool cover, though. That's a good pick.
Yeah.
It's a
Again,
dope
they've
pick.
got great solo covers of them now. That's one of my favorite. Another one I have up on the wall.
Yeah, when you were saying solo covers, I was like, they're doing solo covers now. But
Now,
but you're talking about the one you picked or the early
93.
ones, man. Like,
And this one actually
93.
makes even more sense, and it's pretty significant because I don't know if we've mentioned it yet, but it's an Avengers title, which Blade is now officially an Avenger. So, a lot of people say, hey, why is Riri on this Spider-Man book? There's a lot of variants that don't make sense. This one actually makes sense. He's, he's flying in the air. You got the bats, signifying the whole vampirism. So it's just a great, great looking Blade cover.
yeah, he's got a little bit more of that Snipes design to him.
Yeah, he does.
Oh, yeah.
Who did?
I think they
drew
went
that
with
cover?
that look.
Yeah, who was the artist on that?
The artist was Ernana Souza. Ernana Souza was the cover for this. Yep. And it might be a book that I might even try to send into this CG. I mean, you're gonna hate me, right, PJ? Yeah. So
CBCS.
CBCS, man.
Send it to the
You know-
Evil Empire. Yeah.
And I'm
The Evil Empire, bro. The Evil Empire, bro. I'm about to send it in because, man, as a novice Blade guy, and I'm looking at what you guys are talking about, I'm like, there wasn't many really good Blade covers, man. Really great Blade covers, and this to me, it kind of looks like a great Blade cover, man. I'm like, that's the Blade I know, and I love the color on it, man, and the what's going on. As you guys said, it, you know, this is him part of the Avengers. I don't know if that's gonna happen in the MCU, man, but you know, it's might be something good to bet on, man. And I might take the bet, man. But next up, man, after my modern garbage compared to these guys, right? Like, I'm gonna send it over to Matrix Comics. What you got up, Matrix?
So following up on the foreign edition theme, you know, with these two books here, and again, I want to say, I you know, obviously I got a lot of modern heat. I got a lot of, you know, crazy books that, you know, I'll be posting, you know, over on my Instagram, Matrix Comics, and I always like to share, you know, what I got, and I'm keeping the heat sort of for myself a little bit right now, the modern heat, but these foreign editions, you know, have really got me going crazy and got me on the hunt all the time, and on that hunt, I came across this book right here. Now, this book is Tomb of Dracula 10, obviously. Now, you can see that we have the number 10 on the top left of this one. And this is by Roto Press. This is a Swedish edition of Tomb of Dracula 10. So, with the Swedish edition, again, the publisher called Roto Press, you have this amazing cover, man. Now, this is a comic book. This is not a magazine. And the inside is full color. Now, the reason I can say the inside is full color, and the reason why I can say that this is a very beautiful printed cover, it looks like it was printed in with different plates. It you know, that sort of each color, like, you know, Blade's jacket or his pants, you know, and that yellow sun behind Dracula. They all have like their own shape to them in terms of the color. It looks like it was printed on, so it's kind of like a full bleed with all the color. This book is not only hard to find, and it seems to be, well, all foreign editions are rare, and you do have different levels, and you do have different countries that are a little more rare than others. Brazil is really known to be like a tougher country to find books from because of just the history of the way, you know, they took care of comic books and whatnot. You know, Americans are very specific with how we took care of our comic books and how, you know, just OCD we are about it. But Sweden, this particular book here, I've only seen one come up in the Facebook chat one time, and it was from somebody's PC. But this one is from 1973. So this one doesn't have a particular month that it came out in, so I don't know if it, you know, how many months out it was from the US version, the US edition, but it did come out the same year. So this is maybe came out anywhere between 2 to 5 months after Tomb of Dracula 10 came out, you know, here in America. So this is one of the editions that is very, very close to the actual first appearance of Blade. There is a German edition as well that's really beautiful that came out, you know, in 1974. So this edition is at the forefront, and I can't say for sure if it beats out all the other editions of when it came out, but it's up there in terms of being closest to the US release of this. Now, the Hood Rat, let's talk about some prices on this. What prices you got?
I have no prices, bro. I could not find prices on this book. I looked everywhere. I looked at all my places that I usually look for, even for rare books. I could not find a price on this, man. So
that's right. So here's the thing about that, and I'll try to keep it, you know, as succinct as possible. Well, one of the members of the foreign edition comic community, and really it seems to be, at least when I came in, sort of like one of the godfathers of the foreign edition world. His name is Matthew Roybal, and he's one of the moderators in the Facebook group. You know, he breaks it down. If you go to that group, it's all YouTube videos that he puts out. One of the videos he talks about is the foreign edition market and how it's kind of split up into different markets. You have people in Sweden who might find this at a flea market for $1, right? Jeez, and let's say that they want to, because it's in their country, right? You know, it's just going into a thrift store and finding comic books here. You know, and they might sell it to somebody who is, you know, maybe their neighbor. And so, they might sell it, for a particular price, but if they're selling to someone in America or someone in Africa or someone, in France, it might be a different price because of scarcity, right? In terms of how hard how hard it's to come by. And again, I kind of guarantee you that a lot of the people looking at this video now, seeing this book, this is the first time they're seeing this book because it's pretty scarce. As far as prices go, again, the prices could vary. And the markets with foreign editions really vary as well, and that's a whole topic on itself. I'm just kind of throwing out there that if this is like scratching an itch that you didn't know you had, do your research. Get out there and dive into the foreign edition world and see how sort of dynamic and interesting that market is and how much it's growing. Because here's the deal, Hood Rat, is that there are no prizes for this, and you can see. I will tell you that I own a copy of this book, and this is from my PC.
Wow.
Not this cover particularly, but I do have this copy in my PC, this edition of my PC. Not only do I have a copy of this in my PC, but I have the highest graded CGC copy of this.
Damn, bro.
In existence.
So
that copy.
How much would you price yours, bro? Like if you were to let it go?
Well, let me say this. That copy I have is a 9.2 white pages.
Okay.
Now you could go on CGC right now, and because it's funny, I made a post about this on my Instagram about how CGC now has foreign editions on their census, and you can go and see it. So you can go right now and see that there are 2 copies of this on CGC, one being a 9.2 and the other one being a 5.5.
Okay.
The reason why there is this section of foreign editions on CGC is because the foreign edition community really made a sort of protest against CGC for them to keep track and show the census of foreign editions. So it wasn't the case. I don't know how long ago that this really began, but I know it's fairly new. But maybe let's just say, I don't know, 3 years ago, it wasn't the case where you could find foreign editions on the CGC census, even though they were getting graded. So this book, as opposed to the Dracula Lives 21 we saw, which again on the slab would say reprints the first appearance of Blade of Dracula. I'm sorry, the first appearance of Blade Vampire Slayer. This book on the slab says first appearance of Blade the Vampire Slayer.
Wow.
It's important to know that.
This is regular comic size, right?
This is a regular comic.
Regular Silver Age size book, right?
No. This is a regular comic. Although the German edition is a bit smaller, actually, but this is a regular, sort of what we're used to.
Okay.
I'm gonna say this, and everybody needs to hear this. Foreign edition first appearances are first appearances. So this is the first appearance of Blade. The German edition, which came out in 1974, is the first appearance of Blade of Blade
Yo,
the
man,
Vampire.
Gestapo backs you up, man. CGC backs you up on that on the slab, right?
That's right. It does. It says it on the slab. And so when you're getting these books, you're not buying this particular one. Dracula Lives is a reprint, but these editions, you're not buying a reprint. You're buying the first appearance of your favorite character. And if there's even some like Marvel Spotlight 5s out there, or Ghost Rider 1s, I'm keeping it with the horror characters. Werewolf by Night, you find a Swedish version of Marvel Spotlight 2. Actually there, I haven't seen those. You see Marvel Spotlight 5 of Ghost Rider, it will say first appearance of Ghost Rider. So keep that in mind. If you're priced out of Iron Man or Fantastic Four or X-Men, you can find these foreign editions, get them slabbed, and you have or not get them slabbed, you have a first appearance of that character. But here's the thing. I just said that for this particular edition, there's only 2 on the census. So in some cases, you might have the only graded copy of the first appearance of a specific character.
Talk about rarity, bro.
You talk about rarity, you talk about unique book, you talk about something that you're not going to see, too many places. Foreign editions really provide that, and that really sucked me in. I got some Ghost Blade books that are modern, right? I got some rare newsstands, that I'm gonna drop on my Instagram, or if we do a follow-up video, I'll share. I got some Ghost books.
Yo, man.
These are like ghost extra, like a ghost. If a ghost died and their ghost had a ghost, that's what these are. These are ghosts of ghosts.
Dang, bro, it's Blade with the purple jacket, bro. You know, and you know me and purple. I love my purple covers, man. And you know, the other, you know, the Tomb 10, the American edition, the U.S. editions, it's kind of reddish, you know, but this one's straight purple, bro. And you got Dracula in purple, you know, the title, man. So it even nothing more. You got Blade in purple too. It's not in red. Yeah. You know, like, dang, bro, you straight FOMO'd me on this one, man. But I don't know if I can ever afford this one. It might be cheaper for me to take a trip to Sweden and just go through all their antique shops and look for it, bro. You know what I'm saying?
That'd be a blast. That'd be a blast. I'm telling you right now, man, you got a lot of people in the 4 edition world who I wouldn't doubt if they're traveling just to find some books out there, you know, that you really can't find anywhere else. So these books are hard to come by. Sometimes they pop up on eBay. The best place that I found, again, is like Facebook groups or, you know, hook up with somebody on Instagram. Rob's Comics 81 is actually Robert Fordham is the guy that I reached out to when and he's an OG of the 4 edition comic community. He tapped me into a few other people on Instagram, you know, and just find that community, reach out to them, ask them what they got. Sometimes they're posting stuff on Whatnot for sale as well. I believe foreign comic keys on Instagram had went live a while ago and sold some great books. You know, and it isn't just Tomb of Dracula. Any character you think of, there's a book out there from a different country, from almost like a different world, you know, waiting for you. And the hunt is really what keeps, I think, 4th edition comic community thriving and involved. And not to mention that the market is blowing up on these books. The market is blowing up on these books. The German edition just sold.
People can't afford the U.S. editions, bro. So they got to go somewhere else. You know?
Here's the deal. If you go on eBay right now and look up Tomb of Dracula 5.5 German edition, a CGC 5.5 sold for more than the American 5.5 edition sold for.
See, now you busting out the knowledge, bro. Dang. Wow.
So, you know, it's only certain kind of affordable for now, a little bit, but I don't think that's going to be the case come next year, man. This is a market that's blowing up. And it's something that I can tell you right now, you know, if you can get into some of these books, even now, still kind of early, I think you've been doing yourself a favor.
So, yo, Matrix just blew my mind, man. Did he blow your mind, too, about this Swedish version, bro? Like, come on, man. I did Daywalker input on this one, man. Go ahead.
Let me tell you something. I've been, Matrix was one of the first dudes to reach out to me on the gram. He saw me posting Blades. We chopped it up back and forth. Next thing I know, he started telling me about foreign books, and I'm like, I do international buying, but I don't really buy foreign books. And yo, he went down, he dove head first, swan dive into that rabbit hole. Let me tell you, he's blowing my mind with the foreign. There's like 9 or 10 of the foreign books for Tomb of Dracula.
Was it him that has the UK Dracula Lives version of it?
Yes, he is.
That's cool.
Yeah, I've seen some French versions for sale, like within Canada and like the French speaking side, but I didn't bother to get them because I'm like, I kind of want it in English.
UK had their own run of Marvel Dracula Lives.
Yeah, so it's even a different number. I think it was like 13 or something for them.
It's 20. Dracula Tomb 20 or Dracula Lives 20.
Yeah.
As Daywalkers, man, you guys gonna go down this rabbit hole, bro? Like once you guys click
on
the United
I don't
States
got money
one?
for that.
Yeah.
The way I look at it is, go ahead.
The only foreign book I'd ever probably get is, I think it was like the Spider-Man India came out first in India. I'd like to get one of those, but that's about it.
I was gonna say the thing about foreign books on eBay, because that's probably where you're gonna find them unless you go to a convention or something like that and get super lucky. But so the hard thing about foreign books is that not many English sellers are listing these. The people listing these are the people that the book's country it belongs to. So what I'm saying is you have to go all the way down on eBay. You click like the American flag or wherever you're at. You have to select what country that you think the book's in. It'll scramble the whole page to that foreign country's language, and you actually have to type in their language the book's title for you to find it. And that's why it's so hard to find these foreign books because, like I said, the people selling them aren't American sellers yet. Yeah, it's breaking out. We've seen foreigns now by American sellers and Canadian sellers more than ever, and it is starting to grow. But yeah, as of now, these are true ghosts because you can absolutely not find a lot of these on eBay.
Yeah,
and not in high grade either.
No, man.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, man. When you guys go back to the rewind, you can hear what Matrix had to say about this, man. It's like, damn, bro, really? I think the only way to get these books is you have to go to Sweden. Then you have to go to all their, their antique shops and all their flea markets, and maybe you can score one, bro. It might be, it might be cheap. It might be cheaper to do it that way, though. You know what I'm saying? Because this fucking book, I have no idea where this.
I'm curious though, because sometimes the books are not in real time. Like some of the foreign editions could be like years late. Is this from like 73 or is this?
Yep.
No, most of the books that Matrix got. Yeah. Go ahead.
According to Matrix, he said he has this. It's a 9.6, and it says on the label that this is the first appearance of Blade. So the Gestapo said it. I mean, I know you don't. I know.
That don't mean anything. If the book is from like 1978, I mean, he's already
exactly been out. No, but on the label, it shows what year the book came out, and it's the same year as Blade's release.
That's cool. Because I know, so Wolverine's what Blade is to you guys, Wolverine is to me. So the only real foreign book I have the UK version of Hulk 181, but it's from like 1976, so it's kind of like a couple years after 181 came out. So it's kind of in the same time frame.
And that's always the thing to consider with foreigns. Like you said, it makes a lot of difference if it's the same year, because then it's an actual like edition. It's edition instead of what some would consider a reprint or like a facsimile in a different language. Yeah. So that's a lot to consider when investing into foreign comics.
We'd have to. I don't know the date on that Dracula Lives 20. You said like that could have been. I don't know if that was.
No, that was way after. That was after the 73.
So there isn't a thing to consider if you're trying to go down the rabbit hole, like we said with Matrix and stuff. So it might sway your judgment on if you're going to spend $1,000 or if you're going to spend $500 on something that you can't even read. but you can appreciate it because it's so rare, it's scarce. None of your English collectors are going to have it. So if you are a true Blade fan, then yeah, this is a route that you might eventually want to look down.
Yo, man, I'm
cool when they use the OG cover too. Kind of unaltered. Just.
I was gonna say even though I don't have the first print of that one, it's one of the ones that I love when there's homages to it. I'll get it. What I went to grab earlier is just as a bonus thing. I'm not a huge Buffy the Vampire Slayer fan, but when I found out this existed,
I've seen
that. Because I'm like, it's one of my favorite homages.
I've seen that. I need that. Yeah,
that's a cool piece.
That's cool, man. All right, man. So
you guys notice his jacket is purple?
Yep. That's why I like this cover. It's purple, and then the lettering is purple too.
Yeah, they kind of got most of the coloring right, but yeah, I don't know what's up with that purple jacket.
Yeah, it's the same color as his little thing over here, his belt. But
my goodness.
But next up is Cody, man. What you got, Cody?
I picked another easier one to find. You should be able to find in like back bins at your comic store. Peter Parker Spider-Man number 8. This one's from 99, so it's after the Blade movies had come out, and I think we mentioned earlier, like his power set was different when he first came in. He didn't have so much of the superhuman strength. He didn't have like the regenerating powers. He kind of was just like skilled fighter, and he kind of had like a sense for supernatural creatures, things like that. And he didn't even have the hunger for the blood. And the reason I bring that up is because in this issue, spoiler alert for what the secret revealed is on the cover, it's Morbius. And in their scuffle at the end, Blade gets bit by Morbius, and that goes on in the Sears story we talked about, the 6-issue run there. He gets his kind of power set that they gave him from the Snipes movies, like the regenerating. As we saw earlier, Wolverine stabbing him in the head, and he's fine.
He's smiling.
Not before this. And so I just kind of think this could be a sleeper one. It's cheap. It's a cool 2-part story with the issue before it with Blade. Spider-Man is like tracking some Kingpin goons. They got this chest. I believe it's Hunger, who's going to be in the Morbius movies, is like the antagonist for a bit. And then Blade, shows up because there's vampire stuff going on. It's his second run-in with the issue before is a second run-in with Spider-Man. Their first was a Marvel team-up. And since then, they've had lots of encounters. Blade and Spider-Man are both in the MCU. I'd love to see them team up. There's a couple times where Spider-Man gets bit by a vampire and Blade has to turn him back, but he'll kill him if he gets too far. So I just think it could be it's a good one to get. It's kind of the his introduction to his new powers. I think it could be significant.
You said you mentioned their first meeting, Blade and Spidey.
Yeah.
I got a book I want you to check out. It's Unlimited Midnight Suns. It's I think issue 3, the one with Spider-Man featured in it.
I'll double check that one. I know which one you're talking about.
But they don't meet. Like there's no trade of panels. There's no trade of
he's a guest star in that. Night Stalkers are in it.
Yes, correct. So
but that's
they
an
fight
anthology
side by
book.
side. Yeah. So I think that's where they first. I don't think it'll be as important as that Marvel team up though.
Yeah,
Stuff
because I reread that 7 and 8 the other night, and when he runs into Spider-Man still is not convinced vampires exist, and so even though he's running to Blade, he thinks Blade is just killing people. So
Yeah, because he thinks he helped some dude escape jail.
Yeah,
I mean, look at that corner box. That corner box is so sick.
Just sick.
Yeah.
I mean, Wolfman.
That's
It's written
sick.
by Wolfman.
That's,
Spider-Man, Blade.
Wolfman.
That's also
Like,
from
I
that
cover.
time period where it's after Night Stalkers in his first run, and they gave him a little bit of a different look that didn't last too long. It was in like that and Crescent City Blues, and that was about it.
Here's the
That
issue 7 that is right before this number 8.
Yeah,
That is
I got
sick.
7. I got 7 and 8 newsstand.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm wondering though. So you guys know, obviously you guys mentioned earlier how he was, he was kind of prominent in a bunch of episodes of the Spider-Man cartoon.
Yeah.
And Marvel had that Spider-Man Adventures comic. Did he make any appearances in there? Or
No.
no?
Yeah,
No
I-
appearance.
Because I know the only reason I kind of know, because I'm a big Punisher fan too, and I picked up a couple. There's an issue of that Spider-Man Adventures that Punishes it. I know there's one with Venom that's kind of pricey too. I just wasn't sure.
That's the main one everyone wants.
Yeah,
but,
everybody wants the one with Venom.
To the best of
But
my
no,
knowledge,
Blade never did.
Blade never showed up in there.
They
I think
never
he
made
was
a
only
comic
in
of.
he was only in 2 episodes of the TV show, and then like a cameo later on when they cut to like Morbius and him fighting vampires with Black Cat for some reason. And
I'm just surprised though. That'd be a cool book if they did make that though.
Oh yeah,
Facts.
and like I said, it was a unique design for him because they couldn't have done swords in the show. So Blade has like a lightsaber that's like ultraviolet lightsaber that cuts vampires. So.
The worst in that cartoon was Morbius with his hands to
absorb the plasma.
suck the life force. Yeah, the plasma.
Somehow the mouth hands were more disturbing than just biting someone.
I know. Why? Like, how crazy is that?
Whenever they cut to his hands and they were just like suckling the bite people.
Creepy
It was so
little
gross.
mouths on them. Yeah, shit was gross.
That shit was so weird.
All right, man. So up next, man. Thank you, Cody, man. Up next, man. What you got, Free? Oh, okay. You Free got this one. All right, man.
Alrighty, yeah. So we
All
all
right,
talked in the origin section in the beginning. We,
Damn.
a lot of us besides like PJ and a lot of us, our first kind of say if we weren't into comics back then, like me, I just figured out about comics. My parents never exposed me to comics, no uncles or anything like that. So what exposed me to Blade was Wesley Snipes' portrayal in the Blade series of movies that came out in the 90s and 2000s. So as you can see here, this is Marvel Comics Blade number 1, 1997 movie promotional. So this actually predates the movie. The movie came out in 98. What Marvel did was they came out with this comic called Blade with Wesley Snipes on the cover, this being his first cover appearance of Wesley Snipes as Blade. On the date, you see the cover, it says 1997. So this was actually a movie promotional comic that was sold to promote the movie coming out in the next year. I just want to read something really quickly. This is the so I have the digital, I have the physical right here. So I have the physical right here. Here it is. And so this might be a ghost book. I'm not sure how many copies of this you'll be able to find in the wild. You might see it on the wall at a convention. Just look on those walls, look in the B section. Just a beautiful, beautiful Wesley Snipes cover. Like I said, arguably a lot of people's first encounter with Blade in the Marvel universe. Cody knows what's up.
Yeah.
So the first page of it is right here. And when you open it, it says, "Hey, true believers, sharpened your fangs lately? I mean, you never know who when you run into Blade." Yep, you heard right. From the pulse-pounding pages of mighty Marvel Comics to the scintillating silver screen, he's coming closer, Blade. His name alone sends vampires vamoosing because he's the most daring, dangerous, devastatingly deadly vampire of all, Blade. Imagine one having to battle a coffin full of fanged-faced bloodsuckers about to take over the world. Well, pretty soon you won't have to imagine it. You'll be able to see it on the big screen. And I don't mean TV, Charlie. Blade. When he first appeared in July 73 issue of Tomb of Dracula, I never guessed the swashbuckling, sword-wielding, stake-driving superstar would one day be portrayed on the screen by none other than wild Wesley Snipes in an intense, action-packed thriller from New Line Cinema. We may have been slow starters, but hey, who says the Marvel age of movies hasn't begun? And look who's heralding it in. Blade. Uh-oh, true believers. The sun is setting. The night grows dark. The bats are on the wing. And the deadly undead are about to strike again. This final confrontation may mean the end of humankind. Unless one man can save us, one man whose name is breathed in whispers. Blade. Excelsior Stan Lee. So that was the way that Stan Lee and Marvel ushered in the new empire of Blade, not only in comic form, but in New Line Cinema, Marvel Cinematic Universe.
He should have had a cameo in that damn movie, bro.
Well, it was before they even probably thought to do that. I mean, like, heck, the first Blade movie doesn't even have the Marvel logo at the beginning, right? So at all.
No, so but it does say Marvel.
It does say in the credits.
So this comic is an actual reprint. On the guts of it, it actually will tell the story of the final glory of Deacon Frost. That was taken directly from Tomb of Dracula, issue 53. So in the guts of this, they picked a pretty key issue where Blade teams up with his team, his famed team, Frank Drake, Cannibal King, to where they actually fight Deacon Frost, the vampire who gave him his origin powers by infecting his mother at birth. So the only difference here is you can see Moose Bauman is the colorist. The original colorist was actually Marv Wolfman's wife, Michelle Wolfman. So in this issue, in this new version, 97 version, is actually recolored to the modern 90s aesthetic. It looks great. I looked at both of them. I compared both in person, and the pencils and pens are virtually nearly identical with the original team, Marv Wolfman, Gene Colan. So it's just an amazing, amazing issue to have. I mean, what can you get any better? You get the first Wesley Snipes cover, you get a Stan Lee introduction, you get the transition from Blade into the MCU, and then you get a key issue from the Tomb of Dracula series. I think it has it all.
And I was just going to say, this is the issue that it's reprinting in there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, you got him on deck, Cody.
Man, these guys.
Man,
and
y'all are.
I could be wrong, but my understanding was that one was it? I could be wrong that it was given away at the Comic-Con to help promote the movie.
There was another. That one was another one. That one was this.
Oh no,
one. This
you're
is
right. You're right.
This is the
That's
San Diego Comic-Con
go.
giveaway.
Okay, I thought this one was given away at movie theaters.
This is the one that was given away. I looked online, and according to Key Collector, the estimated print run of this book is 2,000. So this book is another movie promo as well that you
Is
guys need to look at.
Is there a book
That
that has
one.
like a white kind of cover with like a photo cover of Wesley Snipes? Okay.
Yeah.
This is a
Don't-
variant for the.
Don't worry, they got it, Paul. They got.
This
Look
is a
at
They got
variant
him on
for the
deck.
1 to
Yeah,
3
that-
issue series
Oh,
that got
Strange
canceled.
Tales. Okay, I see that. Yep.
dang.
That's
And
cool.
then-
I've seen that one before, but I've never seen this
Yeah.
one. This,
And then in the only other one he has is in the Sears run for 6 issues. Number
Okay, hold on.
Fire.
There you go.
the Snipes variant.
damn,
That one's fire.
That's
So
fire,
literally,
bro.
literally fire.
that's probably the best one, to be honest. Well, that one's cool too, I guess. But man, you guys are
Yeah,
heavy
blown-
with the Blade.
Blowing my mind, bro. Like, dang, I'm getting educated here, man.
And you know, people that aren't daywalkers like us, they know
I
who
don't-
Wesley Snipes was in Blade. So like this would be an amazing entry point to any Blade collection. Like I said, the first
Go
appearance
ahead,
of
Cody.
Wesley
Cody,
Snipes
what
Blade.
are you showing, Cody?
Just saying, I got one too.
Okay, all right. Just making sure. Just making sure.
I don't
yeah,
have
the-
one.
So yeah, these are definitely the Blade Wesley Snipes covers that everyone should be looking
Cool.
for.
I
Yo, if he
mean,
shows his face at all in the MCU,
It's
all those
over.
Books, it's over.
It's over, bro. It's already over, bro.
you
I mean, that's
actually-
a $40 book.
Oh, no, wait, not that
you
one.
know? So you
Yo,
can see
you
like
guys-
a BF plus is 40. It's about
You guys know
219
this
for
book?
9.6.
You guys
Which
know this
one?
book, right? This one right
Yeah.
here.
Yep.
That's where he joins the Avengers, right?
Yeah.
It's a $20 book now.
Is that 21?
Well.
That's 21, right?
12.
Yeah.
12? Okay. Oh, okay.
Avengers
Huh.
12, cool.
Yep, in the latest run of Avengers, Blade becomes an Avenger. So, you know,
That's so
he's not a
wild.
nobody. People might not. It might not be on his
Definitely
radar.
Alan Davis
Yeah.
out.
It
I'm
might
writing
not be on
notes.
his radar. His movies haven't, the new movies haven't come out yet. But, as you can see here, one sold for 40, one sold for maybe around 100, maybe less, and then the graded ones, forget about it. You're spending a couple bands on a graded comic. So
For
these
sure.
books are not in high print run. These a lot of these series, we've kind of alluded to it, have been canceled either early. They call them ongoing series, even though they're kind of a more like a mini series or maxi series. So if you are at all a Blade fan, I think just now is the time.
It is the time, man. Yeah,
Now.
it is the time.
It's too late.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think I need the time stone to buy some of these books. I need to dial that shit back.
All right, man. So the next up to blow our mind is Lucky, bro. What you got, Lucky, man? Okay.
Oh,
this is-
We're going
All
with
right.
that
Got some
one.
history with this one, man.
why is
That's-
this? Why is this important, bro? I don't see Blade on there, man.
It's on the back. You gotta flip it over. Flip it.
Flip
You
it.
can flip the screen.
Bam.
There you go.
Uh,
Now this also comes newsstand. Now, I've already had this book when I was brought the knowledge to from Matrix when he told me that this was the first time that they changed up his appearance and it could be considered his first modern appearance.
Really?
Because
Wow.
before this, he was MIA from the comics for, I don't know, 5 years.
84 to 90.
84 to 90, he was gone. And then this book came out. Prior to that, his last appearance was in Doctor Strange, where he was taking on Dracula alongside Doctor Strange. And then this book came out, and it pretty much set the standard for what came next. Whatever was going to come next, this was the start of,
which was Night Stalkers. So
which was
Yeah,
Night Stalker.
this was a perfect transition from Tomb of Dracula into the Doctor Strange arc, where they dealt with the vampires, like he said, straight into these Marvel Comic Presents, where they were offering back covers. So what a cool way to show, like he said, the transition from the old to the new. This is a major key book in Blade's collection.
Well,
This-
yeah, it says it's $3 now, but can you guys give him the updated price? You guys.
I saw.
the updated.
I think Lucky has kind of made it go up by himself.
Bro, I've been on the hunt for like a high grade newsstand. I got
It's
like
hard, man.
20 copies, and only like a couple of them are newsstands. And the one newsstand that I did get, the bitch sent it folded. She folded
What?
the comic book.
Oh, ouch, bro. Damn.
Yeah, that was something else.
I have a video of me opening it, right? And she folded it to fit into
What?
a smaller box.
It was like the size of like a box like a DVD would fit in or
So
something.
she made it. So she made a blade burrito out of that.
She made a blade burrito.
It was like those old school subscriptions where they just folded them in half and then sent them to you.
No,
Old
but the best
subscription
part,
priest.
the best part is, bro, her response when I asked for a refund. I said, I want a refund. You folded my comic book. She said, you're not getting a refund. There was enough filler in there for no damage to occur to the comic book while mailing.
Damn.
Crazy, man.
I'm like, yo, it said Dear Mint. That
Yo,
went
man.
out the window.
That was the confusing part, that they knew enough to call it near mint, but had no idea how to keep it that way.
I have no idea, man. Why people call some books near mint. I look at them like, what? What
Yeah,
what
no,
planet?
it's-
What do you
What
People
planet
mean?
you live
bad.
on?
I know, I
People
bought
are
one
bad.
before and I was like, this is not near mint. There's literally like a
Yo.
bite taken out of the back.
And then I recently just got another newsstand that was sent in just an envelope, like a brown envelope. There was no backing. There was no board.
I've had that.
It was very, very no. But I mean, there was nothing like pressing the comic together to
Yep.
keep it secure. And
I always question them, and then they're like, we sent it with cardboard. And I'm like, a backer board, not enough.
not all. There was
All right, man,
cardboard
but-
in there.
This is a sleeper to me. Paul, was this a sleeper to you too, man? Because we're not.
I'll be honest
Daywalkers
with you.
guys.
Yeah, no doubt, man.
Yeah.
But I have this book because as part of my Wolverine collection, I got the Marvel Comics Presents run. So I'm actually gonna dig this issue out and check it out. Actually, I had no idea or no knowledge that was even in the back, because obviously in the without clear boards, so that it's just in my, it's in a regular bag and board. I had no idea what's on the back cover.
Keep mine backwards in them.
This might be the one book in every OG's collection that they have and they never even knew about.
Didn't
Like
even
he
know
said,
about it.
Wolverine. It's right on the title. So this was
Yeah.
right before that origin story for Wolverine, right in the 70s. PJ.
That came into
Yeah,
play in this
72, the
series.
Weapon X storyline.
Yeah.
started in
So if
72,
you have that story, you're most likely gonna have this. Just check your short boxes. You might have a blade key.
I mean, it even
Yeah.
says in the back, Blade the Vampire Slayer returns with a vengeance, right? He'd been gone
Is this-
for so long.
So as like guys really deeply entrenched with Blade, has this book always kind of been, I guess, like
Yeah.
minor key, major? Like I said, I had no idea, with no knowledge.
me,
of this.
For me, it's a major key. I
Yeah,
feel like
I
it's
think
going
for-
to be a
for-
big
For like
key.
years back, you've been like, yo, this book it's like a sleeper, like you knew it had like so much potential or something.
I did not know the potential until Matrix told me. By that time, I had already had like 5 copies,
Yeah.
but I wasn't aware of newsstand that they came in a newsstand at the time. And
I
then he
think
told
I-
me about the potential, and I just went looking.
I think
Cool.
I mentioned it to Free too. I was like, hey, don't skip that he's in this.
Yeah.
I
Cody
think
was the
it's
first one to
it's,
tell me
it's
because
the first time they tweaked his image. He'd been gone for a long time.
in the list that we found online, there's online listings of Blade's appearances. This is obviously in there, and you're able to see that time gap. So
Yeah.
this is the first time you see him with. Look, he looks like he's starting to wear that black leather vest. So maybe that's the inspiration for the Wesley Snipes. He's starting to get less 70s and more into the 90s.
Mhm.
This was
Yep,
his last
yep.
appearance prior to it, which you can kind of
There you go.
up in the corner.
Yep.
That's what he looked like
Yeah.
before.
Cool.
Man, you guys are historians, bro. Blade historians, man, in the house.
Pretty much all of the Marvel Comics Presents are double-sided stories,
Yeah.
Mm.
And like
but
you
a
said,
lot of
to
people don't know it.
And
You know, like,
look out.
to find it with no spine ticks because it's a black cover. So
Oh,
I mean, it
exactly.
makes
Forget
sense,
about it,
man.
Yeah.
Because I love that the Moon Knight series. I love the front covers, but the backs are dope,
Mm.
man. The 80s run, and it just kind of makes sense, man. So thanks for blowing my mind, Luke, man. And I'm not
No,
FOMO because
no.
I picked up a couple, so I won't lie.
Yeah, this
man.
was like off. This was off the rack. I mean, so I've had. What year is this book
Oh.
from? Like early '90s,
Yeah,
80s.
90.
'90s.
No,
so
I-
I mean, that
yeah,
Oh yeah,
nice
you're right. The
90s.
run,
This has
Nice.
been in
the
a
run
long
started
box
in '89.
in my collection for 32 years or so. So it's been a minute I've had this one.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. So
I need
yo,
to take
wait,
it out now though.
bro. I dug mine out, Paul, and it was like it wasn't a good copy, so I had to go to the Bay and buy a near mint. One, hoping it comes to near mint. Not a Blade burrito, but a near mint. So
Not that $40 one though. I hope.
I'm hoping, bro. I'm hoping.
I
man.
can't believe one of those sold for 50 already. That blew my
Yeah.
mind.
Bro.
When I saw it.
You were like, whose fault was that? I was like, bro, I just bought
was-
mine for like $3 the other day. So
Yeah,
They're gonna
I got
throw the
two
whole
already,
game
but
off.
I'm gonna keep looking up for more when I hit up shops.
they're in the shops, man. I mean, they're in the shops, guys. So
Yeah,
that's
they
why
are.
we do the FOMO shop. That's why we do the FOMO show. So, you guys don't catch a FOMO like I do. These guys just FOMO the hell out of me today, man. So, but yo, man, I'm gonna give you guys a couple books that you can find in your back bins right now. So, this one actually is in the back bin. So this one is Avengers number 19, the Marvel Battle Lines by Max Lim, man. It's a $3 book you can find in the back bin. I dig it, man. And I saw JD Collection posted this, man. So, yo, man, good pick, man. What do you guys think about this book, man? Is this going to do it for you guys?
Yeah,
I think
Love it.
on eBay, it's not a $3 book no more.
What is it now, bro? What is it? Who's blowing this shit up, bro?
I think I've even seen some people listed as like a virgin variant. I'm like, dude, all the battle lines ones were
I know.
virgin.
Yeah, they're all
Exactly.
virgin.
I've
But
seen that.
what's
I've
unique
seen
about
that.
this one is that it doesn't have the artist name on it. So technically it is a virgin variant because it's the Stormbreakers, but it was one of those early Stormbreakers where they didn't even put the artist name up front. So just a beautiful display. People would think it's a store exclusive. No, it's just an Avengers mainline variant cover. So and
it's
one
low
thing,
print.
another thing I want to say is he's got the guns. So it's something that people don't know about. But Blade, he's a gun-toting carrier as well. So he's got them silver bullets. So just a really cool depiction of one of our favorite characters.
And you guys would consider, Lucky, you would consider this as a low print book?
Oh, absolutely. Because it's the same book as the. Oh, what issue is this book? What issue is that?
Says
This is,
Avengers
19.
number 19.
Yeah,
Yeah.
number
Volume
19.
eight.
Yep.
So Avengers 19 had, if I'm not mistaken, different variants to it, and Blade was not a high print count on that one because it was a lump sum count on the book, and the Blade was just thrown in there as the main count.
Interesting,
Cool.
man. Interesting, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it covers by Max Lim. So Max
Maxim,
Lim.
yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a book. I mean, I don't have this book, so I'm looking for it too. And how much? We're seeing $3 over here from Cover Price. Luke, Lucky, and Cody, and Free. What are you guys seeing this priced at right now?
I actually do have this one though. So.
You do? Oh,
I
you
seen
did.
it
Lucky
priced
you.
at-
Because I was buying all those battle lines when they were coming out.
They
I
were
could
dope.
see it going up because it's a great cover, and for a lot of people, when we get close to the movie, who are gonna get into collecting Blade comics, this is probably one you can still find at the store now that they will probably get into it, and a lot of so I could see it starting to go up.
Yeah, it's a good entry level book, for,
similar to the along with the Black History Month one, right? So.
Yep.
And then, and the Marvel Comics Present that you guys talked about, those are in back bins for sure, man. That's a good little entry level book too, for people just getting a Blade. And I consider myself that compared to you guys.
Oh,
You
yeah.
guys are the Daywalkers, man. I'm just a normal guy, man. You guys just take the blood from me, bro.
Man,
You know what I'm
listen.
saying?
I used to work at a comic store for a bit, and when people would come in, and there was the odd time they were looking for Blade stuff because of the movie now, and there was nothing in the Blade divider, but I was like, you know what? He has an appearance in this Spider-Man, he has an appearance in this. He's got like one of my favorite ones. He's got an appearance in a
Put him on game.
too.
It's bad when
He shows up in a game.
Hey, that's my. Hey, hold on now,
Yeah.
Cody. I got you, Cody. I got you. 9.4.
Okay.
Nice.
And then I popped this other one up, this other one from the Avengers series because he shows up a lot. This is Avengers number 16, and I fucking love this cover, bro. It's a book I got too, and I just was like, I'm gonna try to share the love of a modern book that I like, man. And this book is dope, bro. This cover.
It's a great one. It's he joined the Avengers previously. I think he first shows up in 10 of that series. Like the last panel, they find him at a place, and but yeah, this is, I believe it's his first cover in this Avengers run, and he's like front and center. It's great.
Yeah. Isn't the next one with baby man thing like on his shoulder?
That's a little bit later on. I know which one you're talking about though.
Oh, but Cody will pull that one out for you, bro. Don't worry, bro.
He's got it. It's right at his feet.
It was much later on. That's 6. That was 45.
Okay.
Cody, let me see. Cody, what do you got me see? So we can show the
Yeah,
audience.
one.
Oh, that's dope.
After that,
What?
46,
That's a man.
there's the Momoko variant.
Yeah, the Momoko one. I actually think this Momoko one, even though he has a lopsided head, look at it, man. Can you probably have the lopsided head of
Yeah, it's not my favorite, but I got it because it's Blade.
It's Blade too. I got it too, man. I got it at a con on Sunday for $1,
It's
bro.
that
I was like,
sticky fingers version.
You got
Sticky
that at
finger
a
version.
pawn
for a
$1?
dollar bin, bro. Bro, I was looking for, my whole thing was like Blade and X-Men, bro. I was grabbing all the Blade and X-Men I could, man. I was like, I'm trying to get ahead of it because I'm seeing your guys' love and, you know, passion for Blade, and I think there's like, you know,
You better get on that train now.
a big base. You know, when I'm seeing y'all do it, man, I'm like, I better get on this train before I get left, man.
I think like
Before I have to
Lucky
catch the
might have
FOMO
said
train.
I think like Lucky might have said the train might have already left, but try to catch up and get on the roof if you can or something.
I know, right?
There's still room.
I'm
there's
running.
Still room.
I'm running, and Lucky's
There it
like,
is.
"Come on, bro." No.
Yeah, we
Oh,
got
nice.
plenty of room on this train. Like, we chilling on the train. He's over there. I'm over here.
That's a beautiful cover, man. I like that. I like the cover.
Yeah,
a
it's
lot,
a
man.
great
It's
cover.
it's
That's
super
cool.
significant. I mean, look at that. How cooler is it when one of your favorite characters is now a Marvel Mighty Avenger? Not many
Right.
characters can say that. I mean, look at the characters on the cover. You got She-Hulk, Black Panther, Ghost Rider, Iron Man,
All
Captain
classic,
America.
iconic.
So he is now amongst the ranks in terms of Marvel's actual output. He is just as worthy as any of those guys. So that's something to really pay attention to.
Absolutely. These are
When I
books
saw-
that are going to become major keys because
Yep.
of the way it's all been laid out. They're laying this out for a reason. Like, they want people to know, yeah, he's been an Avenger, he's been this. So when you see him on the movie, don't get anything twisted.
Yeah.
Like,
Mhm.
he's
It
been
was-
there, he's done that.
It was
Yeah.
this issue when I saw, you know, the positioning they gave him on the cover, the importance he has on it. Not even just the fact that he's with the Avengers. That's when it gave me hope. Just like, I hope they're doing something to give him a movie or something.
See, man, y'all gonna have me going to my comic shop this weekend, bro, and looking for all these Avengers now, man. Like, damn.
You'll find them. You'll be able to find them.
Yeah, man.
I'm FOMOing out right now because there's a couple books that I've just seen that I don't have. Like this one right here. I don't have it.
Oh man.
He's also
we had-
got some appearances in Mighty Avengers too, I think. So
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I don't have
All right.
those either.
yeah, like
I
Was
got
he in-
a
he
bunch
was
of
in
other
that-
major
favorite one
keys.
from.
He was
from
in that
Batman.
series, The Avengers, the 1970s
Yes.
Avengers.
Oh, damn. What number is that, bro?
That's a dope one right there.
13.
Okay. I will be looking for that one too.
Look, he's writing
I'm
it
ready.
down.
I'm taking notes, bro. I've been taking notes the whole time, bro. I've been seeing Paul's head down too, taking notes, bro. We learning. We learning from y'all, man.
Yeah,
Y'all are the.
I gotta see what
Daywalkers.
I got. I gotta do some digging in my own boxes first, though. I probably have some of this stuff.
Yeah. Well, man, hey, man, I appreciate y'all coming on, man. The Daywalkers, bro. I appreciate, Matrix coming in from the 818 and visiting us over in the
Matrix.
616 for a bit, man. Go follow Matrix Comics over on Instagram. I'm gonna pop them up here from the 818. Go ahead, Matrix, take it away.
So I'm on Instagram, Matrix Comics, with an X there. Just look for my little Eva Ernie profile pic. I'm posting new stuff. I keep it maybe two, three times a week. But what I try to do, if you see my Instagram, I try to drop some knowledge with some numbers. I'm not really a numbers guy, but I like to know what I'm getting into with certain books. So I usually try to post a key book, the print run. If it's an incentive, if it's a modern newsstand, I'll put what the approximate number in circulation is, and I'm really just about sharing that knowledge and trying to free your mind from the cage that we're in of of maybe being myopic in terms of what we're looking at and what we're hunting for. So trying to open up some of that space to show you some new books. I am a Marvel horror junkie at this point. Blade is my boy. Werewolf by Night is my boy. Man-Thing, who's about to blow up, my boy. I've been on him for a while. I love that MCU horror, and I'm really excited for it. And I know everybody who shared books tonight, Cody's Comics, LukeComix, Comic Book Crackhead Paul, bringing some heat, and I'm really excited to see what they brought. I do want to give a quick shout out real quick to my boy LukeComix. He and I have been having an Instagram chat going back and forth for a while now. Kind of one of those people in the community that I've actually sometimes we talk like every day. It seems like on Instagram. You get this book, you find this book. He's been a real source of knowledge for me. Free energy, out there also doing cool stuff as well. But just really happy to be part of this video, man. And thanks for the invite, Hood Rat. And really great to see some killer books tonight.
So, man, Free, where can they find you, bro?
All right. Yeah, it's right there on the screen, guys. Instagram is the best way to find me. Free_energy_comics. As it says, I'm a big Dr. Doom fan. So if you at all like Dr. Doom, you might have heard of that supervillain before. I call him a superhero. I have over 600 Dr. Doom books and counting. Those are just cover appearances. And now we're well over 120, 140 Blade, covers and books. So just a big collector, a reader as well. So I'm posting all of my new comic calls, all my mail calls, all my convention pickups. You'll see them on my Instagram. So y'all check it out.
And Free, man, I appreciate you gathering the Daywalkers, man. That's you guys' new name. Anybody ever says anything, bro, you guys are the first Daywalkers, all right? Right here, man. Free Energy, Cody Comics, LukeComix, and Matrix Comics, man, the Daywalkers. But I appreciate you gathering everybody, man, and introducing me to these
well, yeah,
awesome,
when you saw it in the chat, we were on Paul's channel, and I mentioned that we need to do a Blade episode. You're like, I'm down. And I knew exactly who to call, who to put on this call. So these are the guys, like I said, I mentioned it before, but Cody's the first guy that reached out to me on Instagram about Blade. He was doing this way before me. And same thing with Lucky. Once we linked up, we've just been sharing our secrets ever since, man, just in those chats, Instagram DMs.
Happy to help out another Blade fan. So.
Man, I appreciate you, man. So Cody, man, you're next, bro. Daywalker right here, number 2, right? Go ahead, Daywalker.
Yeah, so you can find me at Cody's Comic Collection. I just started Instagram actually just like late last year because my Instagram was always suggesting comic pages to me that were giving me FOMO. I was screenshotting so many books and stuff like that, and I was like, I can start sharing some of mine. So I just post a lot of odd things. I read a lot of indie books, things like that, but try to post those like cool hashtags, Throwdown Thursdays, things like that. And just like discussing comics with people and just sharing our collections and being like, ooh, I don't have that one,
Yeah.
Hey, man. And I appreciate you, Cody, man, and bringing your knowledge too, man. And bringing the books, bro, the actual physical books and popping them on. Like, dude, you're giving so much information to people right now in this show. I got to... I'm part of it. I still got to watch. I got to watch a rewind, bro, to take it all in.
Yeah, we definitely went over. I think we were supposed to pick 2 books each, and we definitely gave a lot of bonus ones out this time.
You did, bro.
And we didn't show them all. We didn't show them all either. There's so many.
I know Lucky's
Free and
got
Cody just had those books like on call though. It's like, oh, that book is right here, and it's like, it's like, dang.
I got the short box right here. Yeah.
I know. I know Lucky's got like, for every one I have, he's got like 6-7 more of them. But
oh yeah,
I at least have one of every. I've got like 2 short boxes and a magazine holder full of just Blade books. So.
Yeah, bro.
Cool, man.
I got over like 350, and they're not even. Go ahead.
And this is Daywalker number 3. I think he's like is he the band leader? Is he the band? Is we call Matrix the band leader? Because y'all
for sure.
Yeah, he's the band leader. He's the band leader of the Daywalkers right here. That's our boy Matrix. You guys saw him tell you where he could be found over on Instagram right there at Matrix_comics. Really nice guy. Really awesome guy. Dope guy. He's out in New York doing his thing, bro. He's from Texas. Man, do your thing, bro. Do your thing, bro. And Lucky, man, where can everybody find you, bro?
You can find me at LukeComix at on the gram, LukeComix, right there on the screen. Get at me. I promote hip hop, hardcore, comics to the fullest. if you like hip hop and you like comics, you come holla at me.
And yo, man, if you want to find on the
Cool.
Bart Sears covers and white ones, man, you can go to Lucky's house, bro.
You want to know who's got them all? It's this dude down here.
Yeah, he's hogging them, bro. He's hogging them, bro.
Hey.
You know.
Don't worry, when y'all got your own, you'll be happy.
But yo, Lucky did the work, bro. Lucky did the work. Like he said it on the show. He was looking for that book for a straight up year, bro. So that's I love the hustle, bro. I love people who hustle.
Yeah,
man.
I was on it. I was buying. That's why I got like over. Blade doesn't even have 300 appearances. He has 289. I got well over 350 Blade books. I got more than his appearances.
And a lot of those are just like he's in one panel.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
See, the
Look,
Daywalkers
there's a
even know
couple,
how
too.
many times he appeared in a book, bro. Like 289 times. And Paul, man, where can everybody find you? But I want to thank you too, man. Like your show, man. It wasn't for your show. We wouldn't have brought the Daywalkers together, and
Hey, man, I
had this
appreciate
crazy
it.
show, bro.
I'm in some very esteemed company right here with Blade, though, no
For real.
doubt. But
For real.
I'm probably over my head, but I appreciate it. Basically, I mean, I'm on Instagram pretty much daily, just posting books in my collection, or sometimes doing reels and stuff like that. You know, I've been collecting a long time, so you know, I just love comics. And I recently kind of decided to kind of ramp up, you know, doing some videos on YouTube and stuff. So I was lucky enough to have Free on a couple weeks ago discussing his favorite and one of my favorites, Dr. Doom. So, and that was a great show. So I'm looking forward to doing some more stuff like that.
Yo, and I appreciate you, Paul, as always, man. Yeah, I consider you like one of my homies over on Instagram, man. Paul has like so much knowledge, so much Silver Age, always breaking out the Silver Age and Bronze books, and always having me Fomo'n on his Instagram, man. So please go follow him,
Appreciate
man.
it, brother.
But man, I appreciate everybody that came through, man. I appreciate Lucky. I appreciate Paul. I appreciate Free Cody. I appreciate Matrix Comics over there in the 818, bro. And I'm Hood Rat, your Hood Rat, and what? We all Hood Rats, man. And me and the Daywalkers, we out, bro.
Peace.